We're here.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I am your Dungeon Master, Mark. And these are our lovely players.
Hello, lovely players.
Hey.
And I will have them introduce themselves quickly again, just like we do in every episode, and then we'll do a little recap. So we'll start this week. We'll start with Jess.
I'm Jess. I play Jezebel Raquette, who has just gotten over being a big-ass red war stallion. Going back to being a teenager. Go. Tag, you're it.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I play Ellie Waywocket. This is Martha. I'm a forest gnome that's also a monk. And today we're not going to punch any children.
Standards.
James.
Why, hello, I'm James, your friendly neighborhood local lunar sorcerer. I
Who thinks he's Spider-Man?
was lost, but now I'm found by a giant pet worm that might or might not be following us right now. Pass.
Tag.
Hi, I'm Crystal. I play Adra Whisper, our Wood Elf Ranger, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, I'm Ben. I'm playing Kogan Usan, our dwarf paladin, and I don't know if this is a good plan. But,
Is it ever?
We haven't really made a plan yet.
well, we kind of led a purple worm to this camp, maybe. So it
Not
could go
gonna lie,
really
Jet
bad
has a lot of
in several.
explaining
We'll
to
find
do
out, I
with
guess.
the
We'll
word.
find out.
It's Evan.
Hello, I'm Evan.
Hi, Evan.
I see that everyone
Hi,
has my last.
Evan.
Hi,
Hey,
I
Isaac.
play,
Hi, Isaac.
Oh, but hey, don't interrupt Blanche.
I'm sorry.
I play Blanche, the Minotaur fighter, and yeah, did not engage much with that worm, which is probably a good decision.
It's a good plan.
Excellent life choice.
Living a worm-free life.
Living a worm-free life.
That's
Wish.
probably a good idea.
Parasite free.
Is anyone left?
No.
That's it.
No,
You did
that
it
was
all?
it. Yeah.
Darn.
Wow!
You
all
turned
right.
it
Cool
quick.
here,
This was the
boys.
quickest
All
one.
right.
You said quick. It's like
Started
cool.
with, so
I'm
way to go.
a war pony. Done.
All right. Well, I mean, we've alluded
I'm
somewhat to what happened last time, but let's get a recap. Who wants to be in charge of some recap?
I know
Well,
what's
we're
going
doing
on.
it.
I'm sorry I
Alright.
missed out last week because of work.
So here it is, the long and short of it.
You ain't dead.
I'm not dead.
Dragonlord first.
We got done with the fights of the Dragon Elves. We moved on out from there. We were heading our way towards a nice magical aura with our arrogant elf friend,
Dalamar.
Dalamar.
I remember that.
My character would remember these things, I do not. But,
Hopes and dreams, man.
yeah, ain't that true. But we got up to where it was, where the magical aura was. Unfortunately, we ran into Kogan's friend, the huggy wolf type.
What?
This time it
Giant-
hugged the
you remember
gnome.
That thing happened.
Were you there for
It
the
hugged
fight
the gnome.
with
It's the Shadow Puppy.
Waking Watch?
Shadow
With,
puppers.
Shadow
And
Puppy?
after the fight with the
Oh, yes.
We found
huggy
another one.
blood bone wolf, or
Gotcha.
shadow puppy, we found what was there, and it was a shard of a dragon orb, a black one actually. And with much regret, Jet agreed to let the elf take it.
Oh, he's still upset. You can hear it.
But then after that, we decided to head towards the camp to try to freeze some sea elves with the priest on the back of my phantom steed. And then we ran into what we saw from a mile away, a purple worm.
It was a big boy.
A big boy.
Yeah.
The
We waited a bit, and then decided to run when we thought it was safe. After a while of running, all of a sudden I noticed a plume of smoke that wasn't from our horses
Not
or
safe.
goat.
Or
It thought you looked like a
I had to
snack.
And so I decided to make
A
my
Scooby
steed run
snack.
faster. Unfortunately, the priest was not able to hold on very well. So she fell off. I got off my horse, grabbed her, put her back on there. This time I sat behind so that way I could give her extra support to stay on the horse.
such
We
a
kept
gentleman.
moving. And then all of a sudden, me and Kogan felt rumbles right underneath our feet, because when that happened, when the priest fell off my horse, our druid horse kept moving forward.
She
That's the
gone.
plan.
Tremors.
She gone.
We had a tremors moment, everyone, if you're not getting this.
Green Shield and Grandma
The
warned me
purple
about such
worm.
things.
All of a sudden was underneath at least
Grandma does
our
not want you
feet,
to bring it
and
home.
I decided to stop thinking, okay, it's going to keep moving away and probably lose track of me. Kogan kept moving
I
forward.
jinked to the left. You stayed still.
And all of a sudden
They
it
can't
pops
see me.
up, destroys a rock formation, and then proceeds to try to chomp me to bits.
Just looking like a
Well,
snack.
I fell off the horse of my phantom steed, but the
Snackies.
priest stayed on, and then I controlled my phantom steed to keep going. While the worm was about to come at me, I summoned one of my allies that I made back a few sessions ago. And unfortunately, that friend met his end in the gullet of the purple worm.
Wait.
And then it decided to hold on to me by my
I had
cloak.
an item that someone does.
Oh,
And
it's
I
oh, crap.
Misty
I
stepped
remember
away,
that,
which is an
yeah.
ability of my cloak, and got onto the goat of Kogan, and I casted haste on it, and I said, let's get the hell out of here.
Run.
And then we caught up to everyone. Now you're caught up.
And so am
Now,
I.
now we're at the Dragon Army camp.
Oh, yeah.
Close to it.
Approaching.
Approach.
We're approaching.
We're basically at it.
We're almost there.
Let's
We
see
don't
if
know
the
what it looks
worm
like,
friend will pop up.
And now I will
And
turn
help.
this session back over to its rightful storyteller, Mark.
Woo.
That was a lot.
It was intense.
That
It was
was
a
a
lot of
Hey,
backstory.
at least I didn't do like the hyper version of what I used to do.
We used to live in Bogler.
And we used to live in
Once upon a
Bogler.
time.
Let's just start from the beginning, shall we?
Then
24 sessions
One of the
ago.
red
Right.
What
dragons.
you, my father?
Dragon Army attacks.
Session 0.
I was orphaned. The rest of them abandoned their families.
Okay.
Except for Kogan. Kogan loves his family, so we love his family too.
They're nice.
His family loves him.
Hey, I was
And
hoping.
we love his family too.
Uh-huh.
They're
There
a
you
good family.
Martha loves his family.
All right.
Martha's gonna be fat.
Yes, she is.
So where we left off was you could see
dwarf-sized.
the camp in the distance, or what you assume to be the camp in the distance. And let's see. I'm gonna read this little bit here. This is during the day. Yeah.
And of course, we have not had a moment to have any kind of rest.
Not yet.
Well, okay. So then before I do that, let's talk about what you want to do.
So,
Well, with the thought of something still possibly following us, I haven't thought it's a good idea for rest.
well, we could like, we don't know if it's following us yet. We could walk off a little ways into an outcropping, hang out there, and whoever needs the rest the most rests, and we have watches. And if the worm shows up, whoever's on watch wakes everyone.
Or
You-
fights it on their own.
Depends on who's on watch.
You have fun with that if you decide that, bro.
I mean, I don't have to be on watch by myself this
So-
time.
And then we wait till night to do anything about the camp.
I'll make one. Well, I'll make two features of the camp apparent right away. No, you know what? I'll just read this. I think I'll just read this.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit. It's not going to make perfect sense, but we'll read it. Ahead, the smells of rotting fish, and burning flesh hang thick in the air.
Yummy.
Just
They
like
A
burn
fortified
some of the
camp
seals.
sits atop cliffs jutting from the center of a muddy lake.
oh, okay.
The camp is ringed by immense bone spurs with makeshift wooden walls between. A wooden palisade surrounds a camp composed of tents, huts, and a crooked watchtower. Dozens of Dragon Army soldiers keep watch around the camp.
How many dozens?
You don't know.
We
You
haven't
can't
been able
see
to
from
count
here.
them correctly. They keep moving.
Let me put it to you this way, okay?
No,
The main reason I'm not even going to come close to telling you a real number, this is just what this reads, is because if you are at a position where you can see that,
they can see you.
there's a watchtower. Like, that's that
Yep.
thing in the center. They can see you.
The square thing in the center?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's up above the walls.
Yep.
So
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
so unless you want to be seen, you need to be very, very careful.
So, but you said from where we are at the moment, we noticed that it's not exactly foundationally strong.
You have no idea.
Okay.
All we can see is that there's a watchtower
You
and
can,
some
you
walls.
can, it looks like the walls are wood.
Oh, I was talking about the tower.
Sure.
Yeah, because I thought you said it was like a kind of a crooked
It was.
tower.
It's a little crooked. But
That's
it's
why my
there.
thought is like it's not foundationally strong.
It's the leaning tower
Well,
of Tiamat.
So essentially, the way to think about this is what is surrounding this camp. That bridge is crossing what would be effectively a lake,
Ooh.
but it's not. It's just kind of a like at the moment, it's just kind of a marsh.
all right.
So this is
Still
all
not what you want to be walking through.
No.
technically
Hell no.
still traversable,
Marshy.
but it's not like an island in the middle of the
It
lake.
is
It is an island in the middle.
essentially.
Some of it was.
It's not really in the middle. It's at a point where the bridge can cross from what would be the land, so to speak,
So
out to it. It is sort of an island, but it's not really in the middle.
What I'm picturing is like part of it would probably be like walkable but really muddy, and then part of it we'd have to swim. Like,
Well, right now there's not it. So, like brain-wise, you can figure out that when the wash is high, it fills it up,
Okay.
and when the wash is low, it's
It's
just like
marshland.
it's like a marsh.
Gotcha.
And it's yeah. If you were, you could surmise that if you were walking through it, it would
Oop,
be
sorry.
awful.
Well, we did bring a set of Dragon Army armor with
I
us.
also have a set of leather armor with me just
So
in case.
we have probably enough for everyone but the elf priest. So
Do not.
You know, Blanche, this is going to be the first time I ever asked you this question. Do you have a spyglass from your old days on you by chance?
I've been meaning to save up and buy one, but I had the chance out in this waste.
You could have had a better look.
Well, if it's okay with our priest, maybe we dress up as the dragon.
Does anybody still have their inspiration?
I have. I used mine last session actually.
mine's been
I
used
don't
already.
have one,
I needed to make sure I didn't get.
to be
I think I
completely
used mine a
honest.
while back.
So nobody has one anymore?
I think we
Not right
burned
now.
through
Nope.
all their inspiration.
I didn't get one.
Am I the last person to actually use their inspiration from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say,
I held
if
on
somebody
to
wants to
inspiration
give
too
up
late.
their inspiration, then you can have a spyglass.
I'm sorry, I had to really use it for something else.
Yeah.
For
No.
undeath.
Death reasons.
Well, we can find like a outcropping that's maybe a little out of the ways, and try to get a rest in, and the shifts can take their time, kind of scouting the camp.
I agree with your idea about probably waiting for night.
Well, I mean, you can definitely stay hidden from them.
It
Yeah.
it would suck for 2 of us because we would need light sources, unless at night their lights might be bright enough to where we might
We
not
can
have to
do
worry.
it. We're gonna do it in shifts of 2, so we can break you guys up.
Would you like some of us to go first? You can rest first, and then have our
Well,
hardier people be at a later shift.
whoever needs the long rest the most. You're down hit points a lot.
100% fine.
But I am
I
fine
should
with
be
going
able-
with the first
Let's
watch.
call it 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm
right
good
now.
still with being at first watch, if you
I
want
should
me to.
definitely be part of this.
While there's still light out for me to actually be able to participate and see.
Alright. I think with how much your health has dropped, how many spell slots do you have left?
Oh, I've got a few of my second tier spells, 1 third tier spell, and 1 fourth tier spell. I don't have any first ones left anymore.
Alright, well,
Sacrifice them for sorcery points.
why don't you be part of the group that sleeps first?
Okay.
We'll get your rested up.
Take a
Um,
nap.
Your
I'm
nap.
gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you need your well
Oh,
checks
yeah.
back.
I need to figure out when these guys
Ooh,
recharge.
those phantom steeds really warm.
This war pony is tired.
So,
Can't blame them.
I can be part of first watch. I'm doing relatively good. The only thing I have burnt up is my challenge divinity. And a couple spell slots, so I think I'll be fine with taking first watch.
I'm
Anybody else need one of the long rest slots we have?
I haven't spent any
I
since
mostly
Battle
just
of
need
the
sport. I'm sure I will need one.
I
My
know for me to
down
get
nothing,
almost
so-
everything back would be a long rest for me.
Okay. So,
a long rest for me is 4 hours. So
so maybe you want to be on second shift?
I can be
Prior
on
to that,
another
so,
watch.
Yeah, I do need one.
I mean, you've been scared to death that whole time with the purple worm. You barely spoke. You were frozen in fear.
So good.
Okay.
Well,
Fair enough.
so it sounds like you're the only one who absolutely needs to be sleeping for the first 2
Alright.
shifts. So,
Because I wasn't here
Well,
to play my
then-
character.
I curl up in my cloak. I'm like, bring out the white one and use it as a pillow.
So wait, I really don't need anything right now. Is it better for me to do an earlier shift, or is it better for me to do a later shift?
earlier shift. If you have absolutely nothing you need to replenish, an earlier
Alright.
shift is better.
We'll go first.
Alright.
I can go with Koga on the second one. It
Alright.
would be
We'll do second.
And then the squishy wizards are last.
the squishy. Or
How
should one of
dare
us?
you, I'm not-
Wait.
They wake us up.
Do, neither of you have dark vision, do you?
Nope.
That's
So
what
let's,
we were
let's mix this up.
Yeah.
That's why I was suggesting maybe on first watch if I'm
Do
gonna do it that
one
way.
of you want to change?
I can go
You're
with
the one
one
who
of
needs
them.
the long
I
rest
know.
the most.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
stay there.
you
Yes,
have
listen,
to
you
stay
need the
down.
long rest. I only need a short because I have a couple spell slots left.
Do you want to switch places with me then? Okay.
Go for
This
it.
is where Jet was
Well, I can
trying to be
still
helpful.
We'll take
Good night.
we'll take the third shift then.
Okay.
She's gonna drug you if you are.
So who's taking the first watch? And so just so that I understand this,
You'd be
if
second.
we basically
Second.
start resting
So you'll
now,
get your short
it's gonna
rest.
be like 10:30 p.m.
It'll
by
be
the
dark
time you
out.
guys are done with this.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
be dark. We'll have plenty of time to scout
Dark in the
and
night.
think of.
More of a night incursion. So
Yes.
more stealth.
Yeah.
If
Uh,
possible.
And I can do
I'm not getting eaten by a worm.
pass without trace.
Okay.
All right. Who's on first watch? Perception.
I'm on first name.
First nap.
Oh, I haven't rolled any of these.
Fresh rolls.
I'm not erasing or adding anything until after this is over.
Yeah.
Still like 13.
Yeah,
What'd you get?
13.
What'd you get?
7.
All right.
In total.
It's a 20.
All right.
On average.
You, like, right toward the end of your watch, you feel something in the ground. It's very faint, and I'm just assuming that everyone is still like worried about the
High
worm.
alert, let's call it that.
Yeah. So normally you might brush it off, but right now it's like the phantom phone thing in your pocket just happened to you. Like you're not even sure if it really happened, but you're like,
I'm going to flatten my entire body onto the ground and just put an ear down and listen.
And that's how we find you.
Well, they have to wake us up.
you
Right?
don't. I mean, you do that for a little bit.
I
You
thought
know,
you were with me on third watch, not second watch.
No,
If I
me
don't
and her are in
hear
second.
or
Yeah.
feel or see anything
I
else
do
after
get my
that,
channel divinity back.
eventually I will
Yeah, you're
get
it's
off the ground.
yeah, it's right near the end of your watch.
To get
Okay.
everything back.
So
Nothing
But-
comes back on a short.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me.
second watch.
Oh, great.
Keep an eye out, you two. Ellie was so tired she almost fell asleep on the ground.
Okay, Blanche.
All right, perception from the second watch.
21? The fear is deep.
20.
Apparently.
All right. Yeah. You're both. I mean, it's similar, but you're much more certain that you felt something. Very faint.
It's party rock.
And when she told you, she could not tell where it came from. Like if it was coming from a direction. You guys can tell
Seat jet
that
vibrating
it's
away.
like yeah, you can tell that it's like
Big rock to
if
see.
the camp is one direction and where you came from is the opposite direction, it came from like the left of you.
Can't
Anyway.
sleep, worm will eat me. Can't sleep, worm will eat me.
Yeah, they get to
And this
decide if
is
they wake
this
us
is
up.
like right kind of in the middle of your watch.
Alright.
And very, very shortly after you feel that, you see a couple of birds like fly up.
Just will go straight to waking people up. Not yet. Not yet. It's like, I don't know if you really need you yet.
Okay.
First one is obviously like, it's coming.
It is from where?
And pointing in the direction, like she can tell you more. It's running off to wake up Kogan and then Ellie again.
Towards
It's
the
like-
left of us, where we're at.
So at the very least, we
She's
got a short
just
rest.
Circling around
like
then.
she's panicking. It's full fledged. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna just not get up off the ground and just go back to like full starfish splaying my
Yeah,
body and listening.
absolutely.
How,
Blanche, is that what Ellie was
how
doing
full is the
earlier?
moon right now?
That's a question for the
I mean,
women.
it's like
It's a
5 p.m. right now, so.
It's always a crescent moon.
It's a lot of the times the crescent moon. I can change it.
So I'm not going to say much.
Is it
Uh-oh.
It's not a purple worm.
I know, it scared me for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Jake,
Wait, so no, it's
Tremors
not a
is
giant
happening.
worm.
What
It's
is?
not a one
Tremors.
eye
purple worm.
purple worm.
Dig Dug.
We got
We had
He's
the case
excited.
yesterday.
But no, you scared me
Oh.
by
Not
opening
yesterday,
the
sorry,
door
last
like
week.
that.
Oh yeah.
I sadly was not.
So the nervous wreck that is just, I was like, should I wake him up yet? Because we should probably go.
No, I don't think we can outrun something we can't see.
I don't think my stone sense helps me figure out how far this
Just
thing
throw
is.
him on. Hey, we'll just throw him on the goat while he's sleeping. That's
Oh
fine.
no, stone cunning.
Do
Am
I,
I able to perceive how far this guy is
Stone
away based
sense?
off of the stone, like the rock in the
If
area?
anybody that woke up after they got woken up can certainly roll perception if they want.
I'm gonna try to like.
Because otherwise,
Read the
Jezebel might be
stone.
just
I rolled another 7.
Oh, that's not good.
So do you believe me?
This is.
So,
This
I'm
isn't-
running around losing
I'm gonna
my
wake
shit.
up after a great massage.
I-
If these are the tremors, I'm gonna go, oh, this feels great.
14.
Jezebel's like Chicken Little. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god, it's
nobody
happening.
feels
The sky is
anything.
falling. The ground
Feels
is
fine
moving.
right
The ground
now.
is moving.
yeah.
I got
Okay.
nothing.
And you wait
Do you believe Jezebel Little?
minutes,
I guess.
However
I
long
have
you
to
want to
say,
wait,
I
you
have
can
to
stay awake
point
and
where
pay
Jezebel's
attention.
going because I'm still
I'm gonna
terrified of that worm.
I'm gonna switch out to my Dragon Army armor. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like chainmail or something.
I want to poke your goat over here and see if I can pick him up, but I don't think I'm strong enough.
Go.
Oh, but
Jet.
I'm not very strong. Person.
Dude.
Well, you guys stay awake.
What?
I was about to say.
Like, move closer to wherever Jess is, and like,
Who?
just
Jezebel.
Jezebel.
Okay.
Jezebel. Sorry.
Jezebel Little. The crowd is moving. The crowd is moving.
Yeah. Just gonna kind of curl up next to her leg
It's coming.
and go back to sleep
Sure thing.
after like 30 minutes, maybe.
Sure thing.
Jezebel's silently screaming at you like, "Why are you sleeping?"
Anybody? I mean, you guys tell me how long you want to stay awake.
Am I able to like? I'll stay up a little bit later, and I
always
want to
think
see
of
if I
like
can get
the
to a little bit of a
chocolate
higher
thing.
vantage point. If
Oh,
there's
yeah.
any sort of like a high spot, I can try to.
If you
I'm trying
get
to
to
put
a higher
these back.
vantage
Shit, I'm
point,
sorry,
you
I
are
knocked your-
far more likely.
Here, the
to
brownies
see
can be the
Battle
tower.
Watchtower.
I want to see if there's any reaction from the camp. I just want to
There you
peek to
go.
see if there's
Oh,
any sort
see,
of
Oh, I
this
see.
visual
like if
representation
it looks like
of
they're
the
trying to
worm.
spot out a certain location, like if they're focused
Brownie.
on something
Like-
from the watchtower.
Roll your stealth.
I'm not at disadvantage because I switched out of my heavy
I'm
armor.
sorry, I got distracted by
You're
So-
doing
moving the
Dragon Army
brownies around
chainmail?
the worm.
Yeah,
Heavy armor.
that's heavy chain.
Chainmail.
Does it give
It is?
disadvantage?
Really?
Yep.
I don't think it is.
Clunk,
I
clunk,
think
It
it's
absolutely does.
Oh, okay. Well then, at disadvantage it is. All right,
I'm not your brownie.
I'm not very stealthy.
But yet, map is good.
4.
Sure. You're not that worried about them hearing you at this distance. Okay. Yeah. Now that you have reached this vantage point, I guess roll your perception.
Ooh.
24.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's dark, so even with a 24, it's hard to see everything in the dark. But it doesn't. The only thing that you see. Oh, sorry, it's not dark. This is the second watch. It's not dark yet.
It's getting dark, but I got dark vision. So.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not there. It's not dark yet. It's just like getting close to dusk. Anyway, yeah, they're not. It doesn't look any different than it did before.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing there, and I'm not really detecting any more tremors, we'll probably try to get back to sleep until my actual watch.
All right.
I'll stand
Anybody
there.
else staying awake besides the people that were already on watch?
Jezebel ain't going back to sleep. Nope.
So you're not gonna get your long rest. You're just gonna get a short rest.
Just a short rest. She's too busy freaking out.
Sure.
I got
Chicken
a long
Little.
rest
Yeah,
with
went back to sleep.
Jezebel
4
Little.
hours, so.
Jezebel Little.
Somebody else
The crowd is moving. The crowd is moving. Why are we not moving?
So,
Well, because then it'll know where we
based
are.
on these watches, when it's his
She's like conspiracy
when
theory,
it's his
like
turn to
freaking
take
out.
a watch,
She's
will
like,
he have had
Stay
Greentail always
long
said bad
rest?
things happen. Grandma Greentail always said bad things happen.
Well,
Stay
in order
quiet,
for
stay
everybody
still,
to get long rests
And
with
that
3
camp will draw
watches,
attention.
I mean, you guys have to. The entire duration of your long rest has to be what, like 11 hours?
8 hours, I think, isn't it?
Well, 8 hours is long rest, but you're taking watches in
Yep.
between.
Long rest is 6 hours.
No, long rest is 8.
8. Because the normal
sure
human
it's
being
6.
needs 8 hours of sleep.
Pretty sure the player's handbook says 6 hours, but
All right. Well,
Well,
in any
I only
case,
need 4 because I just tranced. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I don't know.
Short rest gets me some goodies, but no, she's gonna be losing her shit. She's like, it's coming, and none of you guys believe me.
Oh,
Sorry, I believe you. It's just
Okay.
Jess.
fast enough to
right,
help.
I'll try to sleep till my shift comes.
Jess.
I'm not gonna get much. I'm not gonna get my
Jessica.
long rest, but that's what my
No, I
character's
think you
gonna
guys
I
do.
was
can.
up
I mean,
with
if you
you.
guys
I
wait until
believe you.
midnight, you can all have a long rest.
Oh yeah, if the worm doesn't show up
Don't
at
worry,
that point,
you're
yeah.
freaking
Okay.
out too.
I remember the stories
So,
of Rachel Gadsden.
So you're not going back to sleep.
I'm probably not going back to sleep.
Okay. So
I haven't lost anything. I just have spell slots.
because if you don't finish your trance, then you won't get anything back.
Yeah.
So, and,
Which
okay,
the trance is only 4 hours.
yeah, well, you haven't done that yet. The first part of the watch isn't long enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I just have like 2 spell slots to use. So.
What? Okay. So anyway, so we get to the third watch. You guys can. Anybody that's awake for this can roll their perception.
Alright, well, I'm waking up for third watch.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm awake now?
Third watch.
yep, you're awake, you got your
But I
full-
mean, we had Jezebel said that she was staying awake.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And so am I.
That means I have
All right.
10.
I should have
16.
roll my perception. Well, bad. Ooh, that's not bad. No, my proficient perception is not. So that
15.
is just a 19.
Sure. Nothing. Everything's good.
Alright.
Still rocking back and forth because I'm like, no, I know what I felt. I know what I felt.
All right.
Probably in the same boat
Anxious
with Jess
mess.
at this point.
What?
You have no idea. I didn't wake him up. I was trying to figure out how to put him on a
Tremors
goat.
noticed later in the night. But looks like they've gone away.
He was on Tremor Watch.
So I think we're good.
Okay.
Why no one ride the worm? Probably because we haven't gotten close enough to it.
We don't have the hooks.
We don't
Wait,
have the
yeah.
gear
she's
to
grappling
hook
hooks.
it up.
She
Why are you
could
looking
she could
at
be
me?
Worm Rider.
Spice.
Oh, I wasn't there
The
for
spice
that
must
physically.
flow.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
All right.
Alright, yeah.
Why didn't you write it?
Everybody get up.
So you guys wake
Ah,
up
bro.
and you know it's
Hey,
close to
mother-
Get
midnight
a
now.
cowboy hat for
Something
you
evil's
too.
lurking in the dark.
Yeah.
They
Everybody
come
get
out
up.
at night mostly.
Let's start planning our
What comes
how
out
we're gonna deal with
mostly
the.
the worm? Sorry.
Well, looks like the worm's not showing up. Yeah.
Told you so.
Don't
So
jinx yourself.
let's-
Oh god.
Can we just go?
let's plan how we're gonna deal with this camp.
Very careful.
We've only have we seen anybody over the watches come in or out of the camp? Like, is that like the only way in and out that we know of,
I don't think we're in.
or we don't have?
I don't think
Visible
we're
down there.
close enough to be able
We're
to see.
specifically trying to be out of the line of sight.
Alright.
Yeah.
So we can't get a good gauge on them, but they can't get a
I mean,
good
maybe
gauge on
he saw
us.
something when he was up on his vantage point.
I just saw the tower and the wall. I don't know if I.
I mean,
I'm
when
assuming
you-
that's out of our view. The entrance to this camp.
No, you can see the bridge, and the bridge was
Someone's walking over my
somebody's
grave.
out there. I mean,
Damn
they're,
kids.
like there were guards
They're guards.
presumably out
Yes.
there.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
shoot my
are we
hand out of my
coming
coffin
from,
and
or
scare
where
the
we are
shit
right
out
now
of
at
them.
least, is in that general direction if we were to go off the map from the bridge? Like, are we straight on with it, or are we like over here or over there?
So this way on the map is north, and you guys are coming from the northeast.
So we're that way,
Over by launch. All right.
in the Blanchward direction.
So,
More north than east.
okay.
Okay.
Do we want to get as many people as we can into Dragon Army armor?
Bless you.
I'm gonna tuck my symbol under everything I can, so it's not visible.
She's got a fair scrapbook of those symbols, don't you?
I do. Quite a few actually.
Oh, the Dragon Army, the Carthethys, whatever,
Yeah.
Dragon Queen
So if
emblems.
you
Oh, what?
don't want to change out
So
your
is
armor,
the
you
priest?
can
The
just change out
priest
the
is
symbol.
still with us, right?
She's not going to camp.
She's not going to the camp?
She's like,
Well, no, I was
Not
asking
once
if she was.
not once you try to convince her to do.
I was just asking
She
if
could
she
be a
was with us
prisoner
in
we've
general,
captured.
because I had
If
somewhat
that's
of
our
an
aim.
idea, but
We're
trying to
bringing her
convince
to
her to do
join
it
her
would be
kid in the prison.
the
Yes.
challenge.
I mean,
Or
she
maybe,
knows who we're looking for though. would
Well-
I was saying,
Well,
I was thinking
look
'cause-
for the Sea Elves is what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
They
ones?
would be.
Probably the only ones here.
Do we know?
Probably
It
the
would
only
be a
ones
good
who
idea to
aren't.
free as many people as possible, though.
I mean, true.
You're a land elf. You stay here.
Alright, go.
You
Shut
gotta
up.
do your time. For what?
Adra's gonna be behind the
Hitting the
bars
dragon
because
army
she's only an
attacks.
elf.
Been paying a toll. Can't cross a toll.
How high did he say these cliffs were that was up on?
He didn't, at least.
These are the walls. This is the wall, the wooden
The
wall.
wooden barrier.
Yeah, but he said it was up like on a cliff or something.
Yeah.
Well,
we
no,
didn't
I was
specify.
thinking if we're all dressed up in the dragon army thing and the priest is still with us, she can be our captive.
Exactly.
If we could
Okay,
convince her,
But
but
how are we
Or
gonna
you
get
can
them?
just make her.
What is our
that's mean.
what's our get out of
It'd be
jail
really
plan?
convincing.
How are we getting
Yeah, the worm.
getting the guys out?
Mm-hmm.
Because as far as we know,
Stay with us, the worm
we
might come
have-
get you.
one entrance
She's
exit that
fighting
isn't
if it makes
marsh.
sense she's a prisoner.
That's true.
That got really dark.
They're really quick.
Jezebel, you said you knew something about these worms. Do they like to swim?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, please tell Adra everything about this damn worm. So she can avoid it.
I'm just
my
thinking
God.
it might not even follow us onto the island.
Yeah, it may be that the water's something it doesn't want to deal with.
I can't wear armor.
Sure you can.
So
You
what
got
if I
arms and legs,
actually
don't you?
rode the worm into the camp from
You're gonna-
underneath
you're gonna have
and
to-
created a distraction?
You're gonna have to find the worm. It's not here. We don't know where it
I
is.
don't think that's going to be a problem.
See, now this is the YOLO part we're talking about.
Okay, but we don't.
No, seriously though. We need a distraction, right?
So do you want to
There
go
are
out?
dozens of Dragon Army soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I start waving around a purple worm out front of the camp.
Where are we getting the purple worm?
And where
You said I have grappling hooks, right?
Yeah. But
She's gonna
you're
be
gonna
the
have to
chosen
start
one.
wandering
Oh,
out in the
boy.
wastes to find this thing. It's not
You
here.
were meant to bring balance.
Just jump up and down really hard.
Be the thumper.
Then start doing it. See
I
if
must,
it comes.
I must
but
still be asleep.
you can
I-
you can start
Wait
doing
for me
that.
to
See if
wake
it
up.
starts coming.
You don't want me to do that right now.
Yeah.
Y'all
Just
need a
starts
plan
pinching
first.
himself.
Oh,
But seriously though,
Jess fell sketching
I mean-
the plan out. Ellie.
it's insane. What?
It has a control mechanism sketched out.
It's a monk with grappling hooks,
It's
right?
a correct
That's really good.
So
Hooray.
these walls are. You said it was on a cliff, sort of thing.
And that's just a way to describe that it's taking out most of this island in, you know, with, so like, at the moment, it seems like it's just got a big empty moat around it.
Who is that saying that? Kogai? Okay.
Selling me out.
The base
Oh,
of
God.
the wall.
Sorry.
No way.
Like from
Do
the
you want to do
I
it
use
first?
a little doll.
whatever.
I use
Yeah,
a
from, like,
little
the water
doll for a
level.
sacrifice
That
to
is
the
right.
damn altar, and all of a sudden now I need to be sacrificed to a
Not
giant
horrible.
worm.
Oh, the irony.
I made a fake thing of you, and you're throwing the real me.
I'm not the one who
I mean, it was
suggested
gonna
it.
come back around.
Alright.
I love that idea.
So it's probably not going to be too dangerous if we were to punch a hole into the wall somewhere to just run out. It's not going to be like fall 20 feet from a cliff sort of thing.
Oh, it is going to be fall 20 feet from the cliff.
Alright.
That's what it
Into
just
some
said.
soft marsh.
Or water.
I mean, there's like, there's a little space between wall and edge of, you know, whatever. But it's not like a lot. It's 5 or 10 feet in most places.
We could probably find a spot to come through the wall then once we're inside.
You're not. I mean, you have not been able to study this place. You're
Yeah.
way too far away. Some of that description that I read isn't truly applicable right now.
Okay.
And
So
some that we're
We can probably still smell them, we just can't see them.
do we want
we
to
probably think
Sorry.
that this is how you've seen it done in the past. Like,
do we want to start putting those emblems on us and start working our way towards that entrance.
So, just, I mean, most of you have armor that is, well, clear. I mean, those of you who have it, it's clearly Calman army armor.
Mine isn't, but yeah.
Right. The ones who joined up and took on armor.
Well, didn't we specifically grab a few bits of Dragon Army armor from what they had in Kalman?
Does somebody have that written on their sheet?
I grabbed a set, but that was from the Dawn Spire area where I got the dragon breathing fire.
What
I
did
mean-
you take from there?
In the encampment that was around it, we found a set of leather armor that had their emblem on it. So I grabbed that just in case, and I have that written down.
Okay. I mean, if you have it written on your sheet, then you have it.
I do, because I
Okay.
assumed we had
I've
grabbed that.
also got about 4 of just the symbols that I've taken off of armor from past encounters.
Like you cut it off
Yep.
of leather armor.
yeah.
So the only people, the only characters who have armor are the Dragon Army soldiers.
Mhm.
None of the Draconians have had it, with the exception of you might have seen them having that emblem on at some point, but they don't have armor that has
Right.
it on there. So, yeah, I mean, depending on what you took it from, the only ones that you could cut it out would be on ones that had leathery armor, or had it just like on a sash or something on them.
Right.
You couldn't cut it off of chainmail.
Yeah.
So,
This would have been from kind of way back at the beginning between getting to Vogler and doing those couple of trips
Okay.
to and from Calaman. That we were taking those as kind of look, this is what we're dealing
I
with.
had one.
Especially when we cleared out that other
At the moment, yes.
fort. I took 2 or 3 from them.
okay. So, you're doing what? We have 2 people who have actual sets of Dragon Army armor. One is chainmail and one is leather.
Mhm.
I can put on a sash if you got it.
Okay. What else?
Adria does not have any of this.
Okay. I think I've got 3 left.
Well, I mean, you guys, do you have the Kalman army armor?
I have hide armor from the Calaman, which I don't know if that's difficult for them to dye the colors.
Well, I don't think we can, on the spot, rework your armor to look like
Well, no,
Dragon Army,
no.
without
I
you know,
mean,
illusion of some kind.
Yeah,
We
but
could-
a lot of these people
I
are
can
mercenaries.
be used as a prisoner, a Calaman
That's what I was
soldier.
thinking too.
Same here.
Yeah.
I don't really do well with wearing armor. Otherwise, we could do
Yeah, I was thinking
know,
since you don't
third
have.
Neither
red
do
style
I.
and do armbands
But
for you
I'm gonna
guys
do
if
it.
you wanted.
Yeah,
Alright. So,
poor Jet.
If I'm not going to be taming a purple worm today, I
probably
should
not, since we
be
don't know
put
if
in
it's
armor.
anywhere near us.
Why do
So,
I have a feeling
just
that it's gonna
offering.
pop up?
since you're a weapon, your body is a weapon, I think we're fine with taking you in as a prisoner since you are your own weapon.
Uh-huh.
If we're bringing you in, we can't have you come in armed, because that's going to be pretty damn obvious that that's not something that should be. We can have some people around you hold your weapons for
We're
you.
gonna have to take the grappling hooks off the ropes, so we can tie you up.
I have rope. I have 50
One
foot.
of my
No, I
grappling
lost my good rope.
Wait. I have rope in my pack. We can use that. I still
I
have
have
mine.
still got 1 grappling hook with 50 feet of rope on it.
But we're also gonna have to take the ones that are deciding to be prisoners, we're gonna have to take their equipment as well, not just weapons, all of their equipment.
What do you mean by all of my equipment?
Oh,
As in
armor.
your backpacks, your stuff that's in your backpacks, your stick, your.
Well, I still have sword.
I can be a horse and you guys can carry. Saddle me up
Would
with it.
you dare
think they
part
care?
an old woman from her
War
walking
price.
stick?
I'm a war price.
Nothing about you that looks old.
Because I
mean,
don't
that's
have
all we got.
any
Ellie
helmet art.
uses
I don't have
minor
any
illusions to make
armor at
herself
all.
look
So you
really.
can-
Or a sash,
Like
but,
all your stuff disappears when you turn into a horse, right? It's just
but you guys can just.
What?
What do you want from me?
Be like, oh look.
I want you to
war
have said it
price.
before right now.
we can also leave
What do
stuff
you mean?
with
I've never once
Or-
heard you say you use illusions to make yourself look old.
priest. We can also leave stuff with the priest and my celestial goat mount.
I am-
Because I don't
cantrip
think we should
minor
bring the
illusion
celestial
because I'm a
spirit
gnome.
I am.
goats into
I've
the.
used it in the past.
Dragon
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
make you look old. That's disguised self.
Yes, and I have that. And I have done that.
Okay.
Mark, I am going to leave my Calaman symbol with the priest here,
Yeah, she can watch the key.
because if I were to all of a sudden be like having to be like looked over, my thought is in case that they do not truly believe us and they check us completely out, I don't want that there for them to find.
You're okay. So you're leaving your Calaman symbol with.
Yeah, the one that declares I'm an officer of the army and all that.
We'll go back over this once we have a plan.
Yeah.
So
Just wanted to make sure I said that so that.
we take you two in as prisoners.
What about Deke?
She can be a horse.
Nay.
She's like,
Horse
nay,
Lance,
bitch.
Shadow of the Horse Queen.
In fact,
And then
Alright,
Blanche
so
has the
let me-
sash
let me-
on her.
we can have her hold your
Equipment.
weapons and
Yeah,
armor.
that stuff.
And then, should you need it,
We have saddlebags.
Those
Yes.
backpacks are saddlebags now.
I guess in a sense.
um,
We're
That's
really
the
pushing.
style.
So I would say, well, then what are we going to do with lunch?
She's
What do
got
you
the
mean?
sash
She's-
of it.
Mercenary for
How-
the
how-
Dragon Queen
Sash.
side.
Sash.
How many people have we seen wearing sashes?
The
Well,
Dragon
it's
Elves.
just the like.
It's a signifier
It's
of
not
the
necessarily.
army.
It could be some piece of
It's a
fabric or
top
something.
armor.
It could be like a
Yeah.
vest. It could
It's
be.
just that the Draconians do not wear armor.
Yeah.
So they need something to
I
denote
mean,
that they're.
come on, who? Blanche is pretty Minotaur-y.
Yeah,
You don't
pretty.
say. You have opened up my eyes.
I mean,
to a whole
we haven't
new
come
world.
across any dragon army soldier that is a Minotaur. So
But
I also have a sword
they don't. I don't think they would
from one
have.
of the Draconians.
We had an ogre.
Well, yeah,
Who has ogres? God.
they do.
ogres have layers.
Like onions.
Sorry.
We're trying. We're
It's a
trying.
We're getting into the swamp though. That's the thing.
What if we
I'll
did
stop
actually come
distracting you
across?
guys from plan making.
all right.
Very.
Okay.
Have we? Are we there, or
So-
are we still working on
I
it?
think we're still
So-
working on it.
Okay.
I don't
You,
really understand what's
me,
going on anyway.
Blanche are
We're
acting
moving
as
around.
soldiers.
Yes. We're
Soldiers,
mercenaries.
prisoner, pony.
I was getting there.
I know, but there's dramatic pauses.
Sometimes
And
I
we
would.
still need to do the cool.
I
We
mean,
know where everybody at.
We can
now where are we
act
going?
as mercenaries.
So,
'Cause I think
That's
they'll
the thing.
probably
Because
have
we're
more money.
going to have to go across this bridge if we're going
Says
to play
who?
that
Snicker
stuff.
snack.
I'm not.
From where my perspective is, there's no other way in.
Yeah.
So there. And act like you're prisoners and we're.
We just dropped.
Sure.
Unless you make her invisible, she does monk shit to get into here, and we try
You
to
could make her.
break them out that way. Yeah, she could come in as no. Actually, that's a good idea. We could have her come in invisible as a separate.
She can
separate
carry
from
my
us.
weapons.
No,
I just was making a suggestion.
you can sneak in. You got pretty good decks, right?
Pretty what?
So you're pretty good at getting around obstacles.
I'm pretty good at being.
I do want to. I'm gonna
Yes.
help you just a little bit and make sure that you
Talking about
understand
the cards.
all of the information that you have about this place
It's just from looking at it from
is
up where we are.
extremely vague.
Yeah.
And even with an extremely vague amount of knowledge about this place, like sneaking in would be fantastically difficult if you were just trying to stealth your way in.
But if we had an invisible monk.
I'm just saying, if you're,
It's not gonna
Yeah,
be easy.
yeah, yes.
I mean, like, invisible is one thing, but like, if you're not using magic or you're not using disguises or you're just trusting someone to stealth their way in as an infiltrator, like, you can surmise just even at this distance that would be a monumental task.
Plus, whoever stealths in and tries to free whoever would have to then get all of those people out stealthily without raising an alarm.
Well,
So I just want, as long as we're making plans, I want to give you that piece of information
That
so that
would
you
be
know, like,
extremely
if you're gonna do that, like, you'd be working against your own mind. Like, this is
Alright.
gonna be hard.
well, then we'll just go in through the front, posing as Dragon Army.
I mean, you can still
Ew.
have me be
Allies.
invisible and get in the front way and then stealth from there.
True.
But we need a plan of, okay, now we're in,
Why
now
didn't
what?
we make her invisible to check out the camp?
Well,
I don't know.
because it only lasts for an hour, so I feel like we need to,
Thank you.
like,
Yeah, I was about to
get
say,
it, go,
I was
whatever
like,
we
that's
need
why
to
I
do
was
needs to be within
asking,
an hour,
and
because
within an hour.
you only
That-
last as a horse, or you got 3 hours for the horse thing,
Concentration.
so that's fine.
Okay.
Horse hours.
I'd rather have
Three-
the
three
haste
horse hours.
than visibility,
Three hours.
honestly, but
Alright, well,
That's a minute. So we're not going to do that unless we end up
Let's-
having to.
yeah.
we need more information on the inside, so
Mhm.
I say we disguise ourselves, get in, and
Yeah.
then claim we have prisoners.
And I would suggest that all of us that do have emblems, please.
What?
What's going on?
I'm just reading. You guys keep going.
Alright,
Oh.
I'm gonna,
Oh, yeah.
You're blowing the narrator.
No, he's reading someone else's.
Cat.
But anyone that has an emblem on them from the army, give it to the priest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
God.
actually, you know what? No. The ones that are going in as prisoners, we don't need to worry about that. They can wear it
What do you mean?
because then they know where the prisoners came from. We found Calumet army people. We got them as prisoners.
oh, you mean, you're saying the prisoners keep
the
the
prisoner
Calaman
ones keep the
prison.
Calumet thing if they have it. I don't remember.
I do.
You do. I don't remember if you did.
I mean, I don't have
Once
armor.
we're all
I
done
just-
with
Well, I
this
mean, for them,
Calaman shit though, and
sometime.
I'm like,
Because all I
peace
had
out.
was an amulet, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you're getting paid by him, you have something denoting that you're part of
Okay.
it.
So me, Kogan, and Blanche will leave our emblem with the priest here.
Don't
Blanche doesn't have
an
one.
emblem.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
us
right.
four.
I
Mhm.
forgot. You two are the ones that don't. The rest of us did.
Yeah, I'll leave it on my
Um,
celestial goat. I'm gonna leave the Dragonlance, the corrupted Dragonlance behind as well, because that seems like a terrible thing to bring into this camp.
It starts gleaming and you want to kill everything. No.
Because I don't think even mercenaries could get away with having that in their,
Inventory.
yeah,
Put it on the goat.
so,
And you guys gave the broken piece of the dragon orb to Dalamar, right?
That was in our recap.
he's not happy about it, but we can't use it.
I'm gonna have to get more details about that later.
Alright,
Alright.
so,
Something that only affects dragons. I didn't think we wanted it.
Have we
Yeah, we get to
decided
encounter
on a
dragon.
plan, or are we still working it out?
It also wasn't
I
full.
think I would prefer to have
I
any
think-
of my stuff. If it's going to be taken away from me, it's going to be as a pony bag.
Probably as a pony bag.
Keep
Well-
looking at us.
Yes.
Because-
you-
what happens to the stuff you're carrying when you turn into a horse? Does it just cling to the ground, or does it like get
I
heaped
think
away
it
into a
depends
pocket
on the
dimension?
druid, to be honest.
Because
I need to look it up.
I think it gets absorbed.
If
It can be
anything
absorbed
you're
or
wearing
chosen to be.
is on you when you go wild shape, it gets absorbed into you. So this is something that we would put on you. After.
Because that's
So-
where
Yeah.
I
Here's the
assumed
thing though, we don't have a saddle for her.
We don't have a saddle for her.
if I'm a war
None of us have
prize,
if we capture her,
doesn't matter
there's a
if
good
I'm a war
chance we've
prize?
lost saddle in the conflict.
if I'm a war prize from one of them, follow the soldiers, it won't matter.
Yeah, we could have found a scout from the Kelman army, is what our cover story is.
Yeah.
And my saddle got ruined.
This is a pack horse.
Nay.
A donkey.
Not really.
A very pretty donkey.
So our cover story is
We found a couple of scouts for the Kalman
They
army,
look scouty.
and we brought them here. We were ordered to bring prisoners here. No, shouldn't say that, because then they'll ask us who ordered us.
Yep.
Let's stay
Be
away
like,
from
we
that
just
route.
saw these people and figured you'd bring them here.
Why are we bothering with making a fuss out of walking in there and assuming that somebody's gonna question us?
because they probably are.
They
Says
might.
who?
Well,
If you
Says the
We're just
person
new
who has
recruits.
studied things.
But if we're the newest recruits.
it's an armored camp. They're gonna, if we're coming in with prisoners, they're definitely gonna question us.
Are they? Or are they just gonna take us as prisoners and assume that you guys don't
We should
give
be
a crap?
ready for the chance that they're gonna ask us a few questions,
Okay,
I am ready for
so
the
what
worst
are
case
we
scenario.
supposed
because
to
they're
do?
gonna debrief us on this.
Right, so they're gonna take us and lock us away while y'all have a, what, a hot cocoa with the chief?
I imagine
I
they're
was
gonna
planning on
s-
playing poker, learning how to actually
Right.
with Blanche.
Like,
That's what I was
how
Well,
are we getting
if-
out?
Like
That's
we
the
gotta-
poker
whole
with
with
a
our
hot
two
poker.
feet.
I mean, we don't know much about the interior of this camp right now. We have very little info to work with. So,
Does anybody
I'm
have a lock?
Not really planning on going actually into a cage of any
No,
kind.
unfortunately, I don't have one.
I mean,
Or thieves.
we can also have you walk along with us inside invisible, so that you are free to roam about invisibly.
Right, but then once we figure out where the prisoners are that we want to free, how are we getting out?
We have to figure that out when we're in there, I think, because we don't know where people are located. We don't know shift schedules much.
We don't know.
We don't
We
know.
don't know how many
We
This
don't-
is where I
actually.
wanted the worm.
I know we don't have. We
Distortion.
need to go in to get information. Is our issue?
And
Right.
yet, going to find the worm will probably take forever.
Yeah, we have no clue where the worm is right now.
Probably pretty close by.
You can.
What
you-
if the
you-
worm just shows up and eats the prisoners because they're trapped, and the dragon army soldiers run away?
Well, I think we can leave the worm out of the equation at this point because it hasn't shown itself and we haven't noticed it. Really,
Yes, we have.
you thought you felt some tremors,
I have
and then we
not
haven't
noticed
felt anything
anything
since.
so far since I've been awake.
We're going to have to improvise
I
a lot on
believe
this
I
one.
have great perception on this thing.
So we're gonna try to angle
I'm
it so
1,000
that we're
yards.
bringing you to wherever they're keeping the prisoners in camp. That way, everyone gets to see where the prisoners are. We get a layout of the camp from the
Or
prisoners,
snort.
We'll actually get to see how many soldiers
how they're
there
locked
are.
up and all that. Yeah.
too.
There's no way in hell I'm going in a prison
Waiting
cell.
to find out.
Well, if you go in
we're
invisible
doing.
as a not prisoner, as just a sneaky person following us, you can do that. If you're so concerned about that, but we have to get to those prison cells without the entire camp coming after us. And I think that's what we should angle for, is coming in and trying to deliver prisoners. We could say that we had a dragon army captain or whatever who ordered us to bring them in, who was killed in a purple worm attack. We can even let them know that we had encountered this patrol out where we were actually attacked by the purple worm. And we can say it was indeed a Kalman army patrol or whatever, because we were the actual ones that went out that way. So if they even have a spy in there, they could confirm that. I don't know what all info they have to work with. I'm just saying that would probably be a good cover story, is us bringing in a patrol and we lost whoever commanded us to bring the prisoners in for whatever reason.
I think that's all very much too specific.
All right. Well, does anybody else want to try to refine the cover story or whatever? Because unless
I think that they're just gonna let you walk in. If you look like you know where you're going and you look like you know what you're doing, nobody's gonna give a crap if you walk in with two prisoners and just make for whatever direction looks like a prisoner area. And then we just walk in there and hope that there's not many guards in the place where the prisoners are, and deal with it from there.
I mean, that's the best case scenario, and that's what we should aim to do.
Right.
But we should probably have our stories straight in case that doesn't happen. Because they'll probably want to debrief at least one of us on what happened with our patrol.
Captain Roger, tall human man, blonde hair, beard. He ordered us to hunt out these two awful enemy scouts of Calaman, dogs of the south. Or to the north
I
of
can spit
Calaman.
in someone's face.
I mean, wouldn't it
make it
make
look
more
better.
sense that you guys are bringing in people that you've caught as like, you're the new kids because nobody's gonna recognize any of you?
Well, we could have just been part of a patrol, and then
Yeah.
we came across a Calman patrol and captured them. I think that's a well enough off cover story. We can go with Captain Rogers as our leader who got taken out in the attack or whatever. Does that sound good as a cover story for everyone?
I think I'm outvoted, so.
Well, I'm just saying we should have a cover story.
I don't get to be a part of it, so
All right.
I don't get a vote.
We were sent here with prisoners. All right, that's it, right?
By
Yep.
Captain Rogers.
Captain Rogers sent us this way with these prisoners to have
The
Black
Dragon
Record.
Army, the ass of the Dragon Army.
I didn't know.
I'd say
I didn't
American
pluralize it, but it's Captain Steve Rogers now. All blonde.
It's not
Ask the
Captain
Dragon.
He's
America.
not Captain America anymore. He's Captain Dragon Army.
Captain,
It's Captain
There we go.
Dragon Arm. We're the you guys are the special forces of
It's not America's ass anymore.
the Dragon Army ass.
Hail Hydra, tail. type
Hail.
pieces. All right. What,
So-
do we have a plan? Are we there? Or no?
I think that's a good enough plan is to get us to the cages, and then we'll have to like figure it out from there because we need to get a lay of the land, as it were.
Okay. I would like to know first what each person is doing.
Nay.
Um,
That's it.
What are you doing?
Turning into a horse.
You want to
Okay.
get her your stuff before she turns into a horse?
Jezebel.
No, after.
After.
She turns into a
Okay,
horse.
so it's just on
We
the
Horse
specifically wanted to be after. 'cause then it's not
Jezebel
accessible.
horse mode.
Fast food mode. Let's
Okay.
go.
Blanche.
Blue factory.
putting on accoutrements of the Dragon Army.
Okay. Disguise
As a dude. Dressed as a dude. doesn't it?
as Dragon Army. Jet.
Eraser.
I am putting on the leather armor that has the symbol of the Dragon
Disguised
Army.
as Dragon.
Yep, and of course making sure the Calamand soldier emblem is, or
It's with the
amulet is
priestess.
with the priest.
Okay.
Do we have
Adrian.
even no proof?
I'm
President.
dressed as one of the Calaman prisoners.
Okay.
I guess I'll be tied up when everyone's done
Prison.
or whatever.
You just being yourself. It's fine.
Well, we'll come back to that
Yeah.
in just a
What's the
second.
scare, Tanya?
We can make it look
I don't
like I
think we
got
need
black
to be
eye.
tied up. I
I'm
think
camouflaged
we
as
can
a
just
Calaman
be like,
soldier in
Alright,
the chainmail.
Calaman
Blanche.
soldier.
I mean, sorry,
Please.
as a Dragon Army soldier in the
Oh,
I
chainmail.
gotta tell you about my
Disguise.
coat.
And I'm gonna be hiding my holy symbol beneath all my clothes.
So I assume that you're wearing the Dragon Army armor and not the Calaman armor.
Yeah, I'm taking off my plate armor and wearing the
Woo! Take it off.
I'm not.
So you
I'm not watching Kogan.
What are you doing?
Like, no.
I am also being
bare-chested
a
Kogan
prisoner.
swinging.
No.
Okay.
That's how you
Fancy.
suggest the Dragon
Bags and
Army in the
stuff
80s.
are-
Just a regular prisoner or a Calaman
Roll to
armed
seduce.
prisoner?
He's
Well,
got
I
more
only
hair
have
than
an
I do,
emblem,
my
so
God.
He does.
Minor illusion, I
You
just
don't have
put
to wear
a censorship bar on
Okay,
around
that
like
was
a
really
house.
The Calaman emblem you're wearing?
What's that?
So the
And then all
Calaman
of
re-
my like backpacks and stuff
That's really good.
that would be taken away from me are
Mystic
gonna be
moonlight just
put
I'm
on
blurs
happy to
out.
write that down, but not on my doodle.
Jezebel once she's transformed.
Okay. So
The
well,
next
let's do
doodle.
this very.
I
I'm gonna
like
try
your
to do this
giant
more
worm
simply.
there.
So If you have anything different than what you normally have on you, aside from your disguise, Blanche, do you have anything different aside from your disguise? Okay.
Aside from the sash.
Horse mode. Jet, do you have anything different besides the fact that you are disguised as a dragon soldier? And this is less or more.
No, I'm just gonna dress up as a simple
In the leather armor. That
leather armor.
Not gonna put
Now,
your
you
coat
had told me
underneath
before
the
you were leaving behind your Calaman symbol.
I am leaving behind the Calaman symbol.
Okay,
I
that's-
am leaving behind the far gap.
Okay.
I'm leaving behind the drift globe.
Sure.
You're leaving everything.
Leaving it all
And
out.
I'm just keeping like real small things that I can actually keep.
So you're keeping your
In
spell
pockets.
components.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you should carry her sword. I think a lot of these fellas have swords.
Yeah, you can carry my long sword, so you can look the part.
It's so
Here.
heavy.
So you
Yank.
do not normally
Tie it
wear
on.
armor or have the ability to wear armor. You're not
I do not have
proficient with it.
proficiency with armor, no. So,
So-
pretty much all my strength and dexterity based skills are at disadvantage while I wear armor I'm not proficient with.
You look like you're wearing
How does that
daddy's armor.
impact your ability to use?
I was
Does
wondering
not
about
actually,
that.
surprisingly.
It doesn't change any of your ability to use.
Cast magic, no?
Nope.
Okay.
You're not a druid.
Adria, you're a prisoner, so what do you have on you?
Well, obviously the symbol of Calaman.
Sure,
to-
but I mean, like, are you getting rid of all your stuff?
I think I don't know about my armor, but I know my weapons were, my one weapon's going
Armor,
to,
I think we're gonna keep on you because
Yeah.
either your armor has the emblem of the Calaman,
Yeah,
or
the-
you have like a thing. So that way
It's
it's like when we bring you
connected
in,
to it,
you
yeah.
match up with our story.
Can't cast spells?
Really? I can't? Okay.
I didn't
well,
think
I
you
can't
would
cast
be
it.
able to.
I thought when I read it at one time,
I was guessing he has
So then
one
you're
of my
gonna have
long
to screw up.
swords.
I mean, I could also go in with disguise self, but I don't wanna hope that an hour is long enough.
But
So you can't cast spells. Alright.
he has one of my
I
long
remember
swords to pose better as a dragon army.
Okay.
I'm guessing like my weapons, like my longbows and stuff, is on the horse that they threw on her because they captured me.
We're not, just to be clear, we're not in the realm of guessing. We're in the realm of doing it because if you,
Yeah, no.
because if you don't tell
No.
me
Your
well, how
stuff
it
is
is,
definitely.
My stuff is definitely on that. Yeah, that's right.
That'd be
Weapon
neat.
wise, and I think I'm
That'd
just
be
gonna be
neat.
leaving the
Chet, is there something you need to change?
Kingfisher emblem.
Wondering about my clothes.
Well, the Kingfisher emblem can stay on me, I guess, too, on my
Your,
gear.
your magic cloak.
so you have nothing except your armor.
Yeah,
Make a bone steed.
pretty
horse,
much.
Shroud.
And then my weapons are on.
We're
Just like a
mercen-
bunch of autumn
Sure.
leaves.
We're
Jess, what
mercenaries.
if
We have non-standard gear.
What if we cut down the back of your leather armor so that you could pull it off, and the cut is
There you
hidden by
go.
the cloak?
Yeah,
Sure.
break off leather armor.
Tear away leather armor. Here's what we'll do. If you decide to do that, that's when we'll figure out what's underneath the armor. Okay. Kogan.
All right.
If he's
It's different armor, and that's.
I want
and
to draw
everything
that now,
else
but
is
I'm
the
not done
same.
with this.
I'm leaving behind.
It's
So
like-
what I'm
it's like
taking
Bruce
with
Wayne.
me is
I can
the armor I'm wearing, which is the Dragon Army armor.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. It's like,
Yep. I'm
almost
bringing
like a
along the
cartoon.
dancing sword
Yeah,
and the
but
serrated
where
longsword
first?
we got from the.
Did you write that down? Did you write it down?
I wrote that my
Draconian.
Gotti has more hair than I do. Blanche about coat.
And I think I might keep my
Blanche
warhammer with me as well. But I'm leaving behind all the other bits and bobs that I had been carrying with me. Besides maybe a
Told
small
you it was
pouch
good.
of money as a mercenary, we probably have maybe some like
What
travel.
about your holy symbol?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
That's gonna be
Case
tucked.
my
That's gonna be
member
tucked away.
tickets, striptease.
And
Brought to you by Jen.
so I'll leave my.
Most of the time, when you want to call upon reorcs, it's like you're gonna
My
touch.
things need some of my things need the holy symbol to
Yeah.
work. So that will be tucked away, but I'll still have it on my person.
reachable.
And I might have like a set of masonry tools.
What about your magical steed?
That's
He's
staying
staying
behind.
with the.
Okay.
That's all my
he's-
stuff is with the magical steed.
All right.
He's staying with the priest. He's
Okay.
protecting the priest.
Anything else?
No, just the warhammer and the two swords.
See, he's
Okay.
practicing.
Ellie?
And my shield. Sorry, I'll keep my shield.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What do you have with you?
On my person
Pulp
is
Fiction. The gift.
I
the usual
know.
getup that I have,
Did you
including
really
the
just
emblem
send
of
that
the
to me?
Cavalman army.
Sure.
I just saw the bottom of it.
Our horse friend.
Is everything else, or
I'll
some
have to
limited
fill in the
version of everything else?
That's just like.
But
I don't have a little
I think it would be like a
We can make
specific
you
I
one.
have
list
to see
of
what you
like
sent you.
my herbalism kit.
They
my
might have one here.
rope ladder, grappling hook.
You do.
Is it just your pack with all your
Well,
stuff,
I mean,
or is there something you're leaving
it'd be
behind?
fair. It'd be fair. Oh my God, Richard.
I suppose I probably have another. Jesus, you scared me. I suppose I have another like smaller bag
And
that
when
has
did
like
we get
the,
a Jesus?
the sentimental
Underneath?
items.
Lyrics.
So probably
The frightened.
not that. We'll leave that with Kogan's
Oh, man.
goat.
Some of the commentaries.
Leaving it with the goat.
But we'll have like rations, rope ladder, grappling hook, bow staff, my darts, my herbalism kit. My water skin. I think that's plenty.
Okay,
All right.
so are we ready to head toward the camp?
Yeah, we'll work our way to whatever path leads to the bridge
Sure.
into it.
Sure. Okay. So, yeah,
Silence, prisoner.
is somebody leading the horse?
We don't have a saddle or a bridle for her.
Yeah, you can
Make
Got
a
the
rope?
We have
Rope,
another
wrap
rope,
it
don't
around.
we?
Yeah.
I said I have 50 feet of rope.
We'll make something, and we'll.
I'll
are
put,
you,
put a noose on it.
you lead her.
You leader.
I'll lead her in.
How,
All right.
how realistically should I misbehave as a not your horse?
If you misbehave too much, I'll make sure Blanche holds you.
Okay,
Oh.
so yeah, you guys,
Rope me.
as you start approaching the camp, like, it,
Do
you know,
go
it doesn't
invisible
take,
at all?
huh?
No. Okay. Just double checking. You don't want to go
I
invisible
don't want to
before we
waste
get
the
spotted.
spell.
It doesn't take all that long. I mean, before
The
you can,
invisible spot.
you can start to get a better sense of the layout of this camp. You can you get a little bit of advantage. You don't see all of it. You can see the tower. You can see that the walls are roughly 15 feet high, and they're made. Well, I mean, it looks like it's driftwood, honestly. There are what appear to be. You can see three. I mean, they look like they're probably the Dragon Army soldiers, and once you get closer, you can see that they are. That's who's in the tower. And they, I mean, they just see you. I mean, like, you can kind of tell that they can see you. And then there are what look like to be sentries at this gate across the bridge. And these are Draconians.
How many?
3 total. You don't get a great view of everything that's inside. You can tell that there are these big fire pits And
Is that what the squiggly lines are?
yeah, and then there are these what look like these tents, sort of. They're sort of circular, and then the one tent is just bigger than the other ones. So probably where somebody important is, they get a bigger tent.
Can't possibly.
Who knows?
Fire Ice herself is there.
That'd be your best guess. So, yeah, you guys can. I mean, no one. I mean, there's nothing that impedes you. You can get to the bridge if that's the course
Yeah.
you want to take.
We're aiming to enter the camp. We're
Okay.
clearly just heading that way
Oh,
at
I
a
was
slow
gonna throw
pace.
your goat over
So
there.
let's put 3 something out there. I
This
don't
can
care
be
if it's
the horse.
dice or whatever to denote the 3 dragon army draconians that are out there.
That's some sick red ones.
There you go. Use cotton candy.
Have two be the same color and one be a different color.
Okay.
America.
They have mildly different colors too.
Pew pew.
Are they just kind of blocking the...
I mean, they kind of look like they're out there standing watch.
Yep.
Kind of look like they're doing their job.
Alright.
Okay. So, as you guys start to cross the bridge, then you see them, like, I mean, they kind of are, you have their attention as they're coming, but they're not, like, really reacting, per se. And then as you, like, kind of angle your way to come onto the bridge, then they all kind of stand at attention, not really attention, but like they're prepared to receive you, and the one of the
Mirka.
Mirka.
kind of comes out and it's kind of like observing the group, and let's is eyeballing Blanche a little bit. And then as you get close to them, like to where you're going to have to stop to interact with them, then the Draconian says something in a language none of you know. Because none of you can speak Draconic.
I can only read the written word. That is it.
Yep. Same here.
I guess I'll respond. We bring prisoners caught out on patrol.
Okay. So he says something back, again in Draconic, this time a little more forcefully, and then to simplify this, we'll put it this way. Since none of you speaks Draconic, to get them to listen to you, somebody needs to make a deception check at disadvantage.
Sorry, sir. New recruits. And I have advantage for my rune of betrayal. So
So
we'll
there's a flat
cancel
one.
out.
All right, deception.
16?
That is exactly the number you needed.
Sorry.
I didn't get it out of my mouth before you said that.
Good job, Lane.
So he's kind of looking at you, and then kind of turns to the other two, something in Draconic,
Can't wait till I learn how to speak.
and he kind of moves out of the
Same,
way, and the other two like open up the gate, and he's like kind of checking out the prisoners, like, wanting to size up whatever's going on, and he sounds like he makes some whatever kind of remark he made as he was sizing up the prisoners. The other two Draconians start kind of what you would imagine to be laughing about it.
Caravan.
Fair
As
enough.
he's assumably giving us elevator eyes, I'm just gonna go, hey buddy, my eyes are up here.
Ellie.
He gives you a little kick and then, like pointing you into the camp, and then they kind of chuckle again about it.
All right, let's go in.
So once you're in there, you can see that it's all these tents right here that are around this fire pit. You can see this tower, and then you can see that there's like, let's see how this is described.
I think we should come in and go this way.
Yeah, and then you can kind of see that there's this other section that's got these tents and around a big fire pit, and then you can see that this is like a real short sort of wall area, and then there's these cages. I drew 3. There's actually another 4th smaller one in there, but there's 3 good-sized cages
We get it.
in there.
They're in solitary.
It's the puppies.
So,
The baby dragon elves.
but there's no other than the 3 that are out here at the gate and the 3 that are in the tower. Like, you do not see anyone else out on watch right now.
All right.
And you think it's probable that there's somebody in by the cages. You just don't know if there's somebody awake in there.
And well, we got prisoners. Those look like cages. That's probably where we need to go, unless the Draconians are pointing to a specific area for us to go.
Okay. No.
They didn't. Okay. As long as they didn't.
They kind of are acting like they assume that you know.
All right. Well, we're heading.
You don't speak Draconic, so you don't know what they think, but
If I had the brain,
Look, if
You
they
don't
writ-
have
if
a
they
brain.
wrote it down, I would get it.
No, the thing that makes me mad is because I have the spell comprehend languages. I should have cast that before we fucking came in here.
okay. So you guys you're making your way toward the cages?
Yeah.
Okay.
Downtown.
Once you start getting over closer to it, you can see that there are
I'm in your hands now.
you can see that there are 3
Wonky.
Draconians in there. And they can all be the same color of dice.
Well,
And then there is also what looks like a hobgoblin in there, but the hobgoblin is like not tame. I mean, once you get close, you see the hobgoblin is like laying down on a bench.
he's just chilling.
Okay, before we get that close, I kind of mutter to the group, assuming we're out of earshot, that we might need to split up and cause a distraction if we want to get the prisoners out. It seems like people are asleep now, but sneaking who knows how many elves out of here is gonna make noise.
Not if we're sneaking.
Tents are pretty.
We don't know how sneaky they are.
Tents are pretty flammable. There's some pretty big ones over there.
But we have to get back over there. How, now that we're in here and we're right, Mark, I have a question. I'm sorry. Now that we're in here and basically standing right underneath of this tower,
Sure.
when you say it's leaning, is it made of wood?
It's
Like-
kind of just crooked a little
Like,
bit. Like
the base though, it's made out of wood, right?
Problem is that they have that many guards for the prison. They have to worry about the
Is the-
the bare wooden beams of the camp's central watchtower support a makeshift platform with just
Horse
enough
kick
room
one
for
of the
4
Draconians.
soldiers
That's
to
the
stand
guy.
comfortably. And it's got
We
3
should
Dragon
set the
Army
tower on
soldiers
fire.
on it.
I could just make
Push
it
it
right.
over.
Or that.
Horse bucking one in an
But
area
seriously,
that
we
shouldn't
should set the
Yeah.
tower on fire.
Well, I mean, tents of brightness. I'm assuming these are fires, right, Mark?
Yeah.
These are fires in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty easy way to, like, start a fire. Until you can use your own magic.
You can't.
It's not rickety.
Right, but after some fire damage, it probably would come down pretty easily.
I mean, it's like I say, it's not that rickety. It wouldn't come down real quickly.
Okay. So you said there are 4,
There's 3.
3 in the tower?
Yes, the tower has deep distraction. It's right there.
Do you want those to be the same color or different colors?
And that's there.
Those
No
are all
distraction
humans, right?
needed.
Yeah, those are all
On like
humans.
the opposite side, so
Okay.
somewhere not right
Blue
onto
okay?
where we're trying
Would
to.
Yeah,
you
the
do
tower's
those
probably not the
two
thing we want to
No.
light on fire.
I assume they're probably a little spread out.
Sure.
But
I don't know where you want these, but that's your goblin.
up,
A hobgoblin sleeping on a bench
We'll put him
or
up
laying
there.
down. Don't know what's sleeping.
I'm assuming that the draconians are just gonna be
About,
about.
A boot.
maybe over here.
One
Back.
banana boot.
Okay. So you guys are doing what? Are you heading into the area with the cages?
I think so. We're probably not.
Forward.
I mean, yeah, we'll go and see what the cages are like.
Yeah.
Just find out who has the keys.
Can we see from
This
this
is where we have to hand
distance
the prisoners over. anyway.
what's inside those cages?
Not. You need to kind of be up there closer to really see. So, 4 dilapidated iron prison pens hold prisoners of the Dragoner. Bloodstains spatter the ground beneath and around the cages. One of the cages has 3 dimmer nesty sea elves.
Which one?
Just pick one.
Doesn't matter. Pick one.
I get to pick which
I
one.
don't care.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Not the small one.
I was gonna say, as long as
This
it's
is
not
not
the
the small
small
one.
one.
This one?
Sure. How many of them did you say were in there?
3.
3.
Tweet.
That's how many you're looking for.
Guess what else are we seeing there?
Junk.
Let's see.
Dragon Army prisoner junk.
Oh,
not very
maybe
nice.
there's,
One cage has the thing I just sent you.
I don't know.
Ooh, buddy.
you know, this camp may come with its own distraction.
Hell yeah.
If somebody wants to give me a nature check, I can.
Shit, I would.
You know, if you're allowing one person,
What are my
I will
first-
not choose one. This 'cause
Well,
I don't
anybody
think
that
I-
wants to can roll a nature
Ah.
check to
Right,
figure
right,
out what it
I
is.
know I'm
I mean,
not
I kinda
nature
know
bound,
what
but
it
I
is.
want
I
to know.
am nature bound.
I-
Can we like not
I
have
rolled
this
a
right
10.
where I'm trying to roll?
Well, it's kind of in my way then.
I love how Evans.
I actually have the mini of this
12.
thing.
Yeah,
Same.
16.
I haven't painted it yet. So I was like, you look cool.
Mine is painted already.
Mine is not.
What did you?
I rolled a 10 for knowledge nature.
12.
21.
Boulet.
Boulet?
You know what? Honestly,
which
I'm
one?
not gonna lie. Outside me
Which-
knew what it was
So
because
that-
of the dragon.
Kogan does
Doesn't
not.
matter. Whatever one
Dungeons and Dragons Heroes
Guys, which
video
one is
game.
the Bulayan?
That one.
No,
This?
just
Nope,
kidding.
this one far away from the others.
The little
Not the
one.
little one.
He's just
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I was
Yeah,
about to
boy,
say
not
we
the
can use
little one.
this, but this is the
The
worm.
small cage
Let's hope the worm comes.
has a kender in it. It has no weapons or.
Do we recognize the
No,
No.
Good.
I know the perfect place to put one of our prisoners.
No, why are you saying damn? It's a good thing. Because guess what? The
I am
second
ju-
they recognize us, our cover is
I found
blown.
that last one very entertaining though. So I
I
will not
know
follow.
who we
Actually,
need
it's
to put
probably better
in
to do the wee
that
little
cage
one.
with the cat for our prisoners.
Yeah,
Already got it planned out.
Remember when we met a Kendra we'd never met before and she still recognized us?
Oh yeah.
Even better.
I was gonna say, it's not gonna matter. We're cousins.
As if this Kendra has the same personality type as us.
What just happened?
The
I
baby
stretched.
dice is a
Oh my
kinder.
god.
I started off with a
okay.
regular G6 and then it got
I've
smaller
never
and then
seen
it just got miniature.
It's the old Pirates of the Caribbean dice.
So you guys so are you guys leading your prisoners in through the little
Yep.
opening there? Okay. So the draconian that's right there comes over and and says something to you in draconian.
I just
Again, I wish it would
Tap the ear.
Mother.
No transliste.
No, hablan dragon. Except me, not
What?
saying that.
Wait. Huh? I do,
Yeah, when he's
but
not
at the
wearing
moment
armor.
I can't cast spells because I'm wearing armor. I wish I would have cast it. Frick.
So so the draconian just kind of like repeats itself more forcefully.
Well, I can write in Draconian.
You have paper and a pen handy?
Scribble.
I never did
So
say.
it kind of just and it walks over and it kind of
The
mildly
hobgoblin.
slaps the hobgoblin, and the hobgoblin what? And it kind
Fresh.
of grunts.
Fresh prisoners.
So the hobgoblin waddles sort of over to you.
It's a fat hobgoblin.
You got more?
Couple found out east. Yeah, east.
Well, we got a fresh cage for him.
It's mad.
Oh, fantastic. Let's get them over.
Yeah. So he
If you got the keys, I got the prisoners.
leads over to that metal cage, and he takes a little ring off, and he unlocks the lock, and he swings open the cage. Put him in there.
All right, you too.
I start jabbing you again. Like, get,
Oh, you resist.
don't.
Fuck yes I am! What did I just say? I was not going in a freaking cage! Fuck no!
Resistance.
You can try to escape.
I mean, it depends. We're out there.
Yeah, I know our minis won't fit in that
Be an excellent
area, but
distraction if you were
would
to
we,
run forward.
would we
start
all be
causing
within
shit.
those sort of walls?
Well, I mean, both prisoners for sure got to be in there,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's back
and,
this
so,
up
and,
just a
and,
little
and I
bit.
would assume at least two of you to be restraining them.
So,
Yeah.
I
you,
had it to where pretty much.
this is you, right?
And I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I'm
that these
holding on to
prisoners
the
are
You've got
tied
rein
up.
the
of
thing.
Jezebel.
Okay.
I don't know how good the knots are, but
Point
yeah,
two against that.
there's rope around.
Blanche,
this.
Blanche and Kogan are the ones that are in charge of you two.
So let's bring you guys in here so that you're at least in here. Okay. So which one of you has which one of us?
I could
Little
probably
has
have you.
little, big has medium.
Yes, honey. Okay.
I guess, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going in the cage?
Fuck no.
So what are you doing?
Resistance.
Anything but that.
Okay, she's not moving. So he's like, get a move on, get him in there.
I'm gonna try to like gently shove you and look like I'm putting effort into it. But if you're gonna resist, you're gonna try something.
Are you going to bless me to do so?
I mean,
No.
I don't know. Can I disguise my blessing as like a dwarfish curse setter?
Is that what you're gonna try to do?
Do it.
I'll do in dwarfish, yeah. Well, it lasts a minute, so whatever you gotta do, you gotta make
What?
Thunder.
storms are back.
That
Are
was
you
loud.
sure that's thunder?
That was
That
thunder.
sounded like something.
It's
You're gonna
fine,
try
I know
and
somebody
cast
with
a spell.
Thundercats.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I was just asking. If you're not, that's fine.
What components does Bless use?
I don't know why I look at my spells. I can't do anything with them.
I can. Oh, it uses all of them. Maybe not Bless. I'm putting you in there for now.
What do you mean?
I'm putting you in the cage.
No.
I'm gonna try to shove you in.
Okay, well, I will duck and weave and dope monk shit as much as possible until I am out of grasp, and I will attempt to
And then
either
Blanche
climb
just
up the
picks
cage
her.
door or climb up the side of the cage to attempt to get on top of the cage. I'm assuming there's a top to this. If there's not a top, that's fine. Just let me know.
Poor Mark.
Well,
There's gotta be, because otherwise this thing would like jump out.
are you trying to stop her?
I'm trying to throw her in. I may be kind of half-hearted about it, but I am trying to put her in that cage.
Well, if you're doing it half-heartedly and you're trying to escape wholeheartedly, then I'm not going to make you roll. You can get away.
Okay, great.
So you get loose of him, and immediately, anybody else doing anything in this moment?
Friends,
Chewing on grass
I
outside.
got loose
See how long it takes to.
She
of
escaped
Cognon's
me.
grasp.
Is there a call? What are you
Is the
doing?
rope
Get
still
that gnome back
technically
under
tied to
control.
her?
Hmm?
Is the rope still tied to her or
We
no?
never tied each other up.
I'm pretty sure we did make it
Pretty
look-
sure we said we tied. Well, at the very least,
Or
your,
so you
your
just
wrists are
dragging-
tied.
I thought we were just being dragged in there.
I'm
by you
hanging
guys.
on,
No.
like.
No,
They
this-
wouldn't have let us in if you
Yeah.
guys weren't at least somewhat restrained. I thought it was clear that we said
I
you were
thought
tied up
I
and something like
thought
that.
when I said I was possibly being tied up to live.
Yeah, I flat out said we were tying up the prisoners.
Yeah, I thought we had made it clear that.
You're
I'm
just
sorry,
dragging
I had
Adrian with
missed
you.
that.
Yep,
So-
I'm being
You're
dragged.
Also-
still
No,
trying to escape.
because
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna have a real bruise now.
Blanche is dealing with you,
Yeah.
We got
Oh
50
yeah, we're
feet of
separate,
rope,
but
right?
we're tied up. Yeah, that's right.
so
So it's gonna be like a really awkward
I'm just
dog
saying there is a chance that
Is
someone
there?
can grab, if they want to make the part look good, grab the rope or at least attempt to try to grab the rope that's still dangling from you to try to pull you back.
I
She
think-
hasn't climbed the cage yet.
Okay.
She's just resisting going in there.
I'm
And the point that we're at is there's only a half-hearted attempt to restrain her. So now we're gonna see whether or
Okay.
not. Well, you know what? Why don't you make a deception check to see if you can deceive the guards into thinking you're actually trying to restrain her?
Can I assist him by yelling, Zarakal, get your gnome back under control?
Yeah, it's still just gonna be a straight roll. I
Straight roll. All right.
it's charisma based. We've got-
Deception.
Deception.
Guys, that's a 6.
All right, let's see what his
Oh.
perception is like.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
The dice of doom.
So the hobgoblin is like, control your prisoner, and he like reaches out and he takes a swing at Ellie to
I'm
try and.
attack.
Well, he's swinging at you.
Okay.
Let's see how good he is at this. Okay, so so does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay. So yeah, he's like, he takes a swing to try and knock you down.
In which case, I would like to climb on his back and start trying to strangle him with the rope that's apparently tied to me.
Ooh, going the other route with this.
Okay. Yeah.
You wanted a distraction, right? Get the motherfucking keys, boys. Let's go.
I know how I said we were going to go YOLO if the purple worm came, but apparently
She is the purple
You
worm.
know what? I wish the purple worm came.
Why don't
That's
you-
Ellie's new
I mean, why
nickname.
don't just roll your unarmed attack to see if you can
She's got purple hair.
get a hold of this guy.
I do.
I really.
Nobody here is good at like pickpocketing people besides maybe you. The two people who are tied up are the people
18.
who could pickpocket people.
Yeah, I mean, you can
I
like
wasn't
get a
at
hold of them,
disadvantage with the
and
summon.
we'll say, for the sake of argument, you can kind of try to get the rope on them. And now it'll be a opposed strength to see if you can get himself free from this, but we'll deal with that in a second.
Oh boy.
So, the monk climbs on this hobgoblin and tries to start strangling him with the rope that you have.
Yeehaw!
Love it.
The two draconians that are in there are like drawing weapons. And one of them starts yelling in Draconic, and you can kind of tell that it's getting the attention of the soldiers that are in the tower.
I am going to tie up the horse on the small cage so I may at least be able to attempt to help the situation.
You're tying the horse to the
Yep,
cage.
tying the horse to the small cage, and
To
then
the
I'm going
cage.
to.
How about
Figured out
like
how to-
loosely looping it?
We're gonna be here in a second. Anybody else have a plan, or are they just watching this unfold?
No, I'm actually going to jump in, but I have
Well, yeah,
to do
it's
that
gonna take
first.
your turn to tie
Yeah.
Just
the
drop the
horse
Drop
Yeah.
the
to the
reins.
cage.
I'm eating grass.
There's
Drop
no
the
I've
reins.
announced that.
Literally just drop the reins.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's just
Fine.
nom nom.
I mean, I guess we're at the point where we're doing initiatives now.
I mean,
Yep.
if somebody wants to say, like, of you guys to stop and to try to throw me in there again, I will stop and calm down.
Hey,
No,
Kogan,
you
how's,
can't tell them that.
Kogan,
I can't
how's
speak.
your command or suggestion?
But I specifically stated before we got in here that
Why am I
I'm
gonna start
still
using
tied up,
magic
so-
in
I
the
was
middle?
not going in a cage. So,
Well, did you let him put you in the cage?
But
We.
He was going in next.
Yeah, I was going in next, but Ellie
We're back
decided
here.
to do this, so.
So we haven't had a chance to drag her in.
No, she's trying to strangle a hobgoblin right now.
Yeah, that's. I would like
That's
to
as far
stop
as we
that.
got.
That's as far as I can.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm strangling the hobgoblin. If somebody else is going to try to throw me in there,
28.
I will.
Yeah, I'll try to
Submit.
grapple you off of the hobgoblin because I don't see this as useful for us.
I don't think we can plan right now. Like, since we're in
It's-
the
This is
Everybody's
just
getting
what is I'm grapple you off the.
see where we are.
Okay. I mean, unless you're giving up right now, we're rolling initiatives.
What do you mean?
Unless you give.
Unless you're giving up before he goes to grab you, then we're in initiatives. Okay, we're in initiatives.
I mean, me as a person, like, I am above the table right now. Me as the player, I am not fucking okay with going in a goddamn cage. So, I'm just saying that out loud. I thought I said that before, but I,
I thought that was a character thing.
well, it
Yeah.
shouldn't matter.
Sure.
So, I'm not okay with that, but if that's what it means to not have the entire camp after us,
Fly.
then fine.
So what are you doing?
You let me grapple you? Or are you gonna try to escape?
Fine.
So you're letting the hobgoblin go?
As soon as I hear weapons being drawn, I will stop.
Okay. So the hobgoblin, like you kind of let loose, and he just throws you off of him
Okay.
onto the ground. And he starts cussing, and he's about ready to draw a weapon on this prisoner.
I'm grabbing her and throwing her into the cage as quick as
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
He's swearing in Goblin. That's not pretty.
Is anybody else gonna grab the keys out of the key of the door of this?
He's
cage?
got him on him. He just took it off to unlock it and put him back.
Oh, I
He
thought
didn't-
they were still in the door.
No, he
That was
still
why I
was
doing
holding
this at
them.
all. Okay.
All right, you two, get in there.
Okay.
Okay.
You going in?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not gonna try to do shit.
Okay.
least not yet.
All right. So yeah, he gets in there and the two Draconians are kind of like, you know, they're wary, but they're not doing anything. And the ones up in the tower kind of, they all came to that side of the tower to like look at what was happening, but they're not
doing anything.
they're just gawking at this situation right now. And so the two prisoners get in there, and the hobgoblin, he kind of, he's staring right at you. He's
Are you
like,
gonna try to pickpocket him? Get the keys off of him? Anything?
so he,
Not
so
well
he,
this much attention is
so
drawn.
he reaches for the cage door, and he pulls the cage door shut, and he goes and he grabs his keys, and he's sticking the keys back in the lock to lock it up again.
We gotta scout out this place. Jeez. Like, we gotta form an actual plan. That way we can
We
see
found
what's
them. They're right here.
Right, you.
I
right,
have
Trying
a
to
plan,
get-
but I need to get this
trying-
armor off where I'm not seen.
We also need to get
Trying
an idea
to get
of how many are in the
them
camp.
out of here, though, with all these people, is what's going to be the big challenge.
Right, you two. You better not say a word to the other prisoners. Don't you be bothering them with questions.
Okay.
Indirect.
Okay. So
Don't you take this.
So now that he's
Edge
like
to make a
satisfied that they're in there and he's got them locked up again, he's like, oh, back to my nap. So he's walking back over to the bench and
Hobgoblins
Have you got
always
a
left
spare
their
10
naps.
for us? We've been marching for, God, feels like days.
oh sure, yeah. And he's like, he points to this oval shaped tent over here that's right next to the big one, and he's like, there are a couple beds in there, and there might even still be some grub over by the fire.
Oh, thank God.
It's been a long day.
All right. Well, our horse is tied to that cage, and
Well, let's
they just kind of let it be there.
Yeah.
Like
They're like, whatever.
I saw nowhere else to put a horse, so I put
Well,
it there.
and so and
Let's bring it to our tent.
before the hobgoblin lays back down on his bench, he looks at the Draconians and he's like, "Don't you be eating that horse."
I stopped chewing. Wait a minute.
Panic
I'm gonna
sets
untie
in.
the horse and bring
But
it
now I gotta
across,
try to act like I'm
'cause
not
it's-
paying attention. Like, I don't understand that.
We gotta get this horse out of sight within 3 hours.
I'm bringing the horse to our tent.
You're gonna be like,
okay.
oh, I forgot about that.
Just in case there's no grub.
In case there's no
Yeah, they
grub.
do not. I mean,
Well, I
like
left you someone until
No.
Koga.
there are
We
no.
brought it in, it's our
I
horse.
said I left you
There are
someone
no
until
mounts
Koga.
in
Took the horse
here.
away.
Nope.
Like there are no
I'm like
mounts.
cattle.
There aren't even like
You're
lashing
cattle.
posts or
Oh,
anything.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
it makes
I'm
with
sure
all
there's like
these
a
Draconians,
like
yeah.
a stake in the ground that
Nope. They don't have
for
any
tents.
mounts.
they eat them.
Well, yeah, there are for the tents.
Let's just
yeah.
tie. Yeah, bring it to our tent.
They got triangles and they eat them.
So
I do
I'm
have a
just dinner.
plan or a bit of a thing.
Until you turn back to
Let's
human.
see if this tent is open and we can kind of convene
I kind
in a
of
more
figured.
private.
I was like,
question
I
about
didn't
this
expect you to be
stupid cage.
Okay.
Sense of
What
what?
is?
They're like, oh shit.
How wide are the bars? How tall is it? How big is it? How deep is it? Beds, anything to hide under, to dig into, to dig under.
dilapidated iron prison pens.
Great, so they're rusty.
And they're just not new. There's blood stains on the ground underneath them.
Page 2. What was that thing called again?
Let's see if I can.
So it is dirt underneath them.
I can't. I know what it is. I just couldn't. Yeah.
So there was a spot here that had a little better description of it.
I was like, you can speak to burrowing animals, but that's not small enough.
Kind of
The
shapes.
one you're in is like it's about a 10-foot cube. It's made of iron and it's locked with a padlock. doesn't have a bed. It doesn't have any amenity. It's just a cage.
Is there anything in here at all to hide behind? Is there a bucket?
No.
Anything? Okay, great.
It was empty, so like maybe they'll put a bucket in it later. But there isn't right now.
Great. I'm going to hide myself. I'm going to make it look like Adra and I are sitting back to back, but I'm facing away from all of them, and I'm just going to start using my hands to dig through one of the opening in the cages, in the bottom, in the dirt.
Like the
Because-
bottom is also a cage.
Oh, it is.
Right. But like, there's holes, right?
Is there a hole
Well,
big
I
enough
mean,
for a
just
dome?
the same. Just small little gaps like there is.
I can get my wee little fingers through it, right?
Sure.
Okay, great. I'm going to start digging a hole.
She's gonna be a badger.
Okay.
Channel your inner Martha.
Right, you too.
And so you're trying to be sneaky about this?
Yeah. I'm not
Roll
going
stuff.
fast. I'm just like making it look like I'm playing in the dirt, but really actually I'm slowly digging a hole because fuck this shit.
Roll stuff. So you guys are out here by this tent.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we'll check out the tent and see if it's empty.
I was gonna say,
Don't forget to bring the horse with you.
Try to look nonchalant, but think you're trying like.
well, I was gonna
like,
tell them,
I'm super attached. I'm like,
Okay.
normal horse
I
movement.
mean, there is a draconian standing there, but he doesn't say anything to you or seem to notice what you're doing.
Okay.
I might try and see if I can get the sentries a bit nervous about the outside of the camp. I'll tell them about.
Start telling them about the
The
worm.
worm.
Well, I mean, are there people around the fire?
No. Everyone else, the only people that are outside of tents are the people
like
that
1
are
o'clock in
that
the
you
morning
that
right
you've
now.
got out here. Everybody, if they're like,
Well-
are you looking inside that tent?
Yeah, I'll look inside that tent.
So if you look inside that tent, there's like there's spaces, like there's little spots for people to sleep. There's not like beds per se, but there's spots that are set up for people to sleep, and there's like 8 spots in there, and there's only 3 that are occupied at the moment. But there are people that are sleeping.
Could be a lot of people here.
I'm just getting that now.
Well, I didn't get like a sense of the scale of how many people. How many people do I see like patrolling in my line of sight?
None.
None.
Everybody that's out is the ones that are in the pen, the ones that are in the tower, and the ones that are on the bridge. There's nobody else that's out that you can see.
All right.
I'm going to look inside the oval tent and see if there's anyone in there, or if it's
You're
just
gonna
got
look inside the
empty
big
beds.
one?
No, the oval. Oval.
that's the one that
That's
has
the one we
3
just
sleeping
looked at.
beds.
That's the one we're peeking in.
Don't know why my brain said that was a circle still. That was the oval, but okay. And you said there are people in there? Correct?
Yeah, there's 3.
Sleeping?
Yeah, there's 3 that are sleeping.
I'm gonna come up next to you. Do you know the silent spell? Any spells that make it silent?
No.
If we were to do something.
I know how to make my spell silent, but no, I don't know silence. I am going to, though,
Are you going up the tower?
since
see if they're
since it looks like we are in dire need of something, spells, I am going to disrobe out of this armor now.
Do you have spare clothes besides? You'd have clothes under the armor.
Yes, I have my normal clothes under the armor
All
still.
right, cool.
Contrary to popular belief of what the other 3 wanted to see.
I was just- I was just giggling at the horse goes.
Start taking off the leather armor.
I don't. Blanche, Evan can't contain himself, but Blanche is too far away to
And
say
thankfully,
anything.
leather armor is not one of those that takes like forever to take off.
I thought you you had a tearaway.
We talked about it, but I don't think we actually did it.
Oh.
Okay, what's everyone doing?
So
I'd like to go up the tower and talk to the sentries.
Climb the tower?
Will they let me, or do I have to yell
Are they
up
all
at
out?
them?
Are they all
Green
draconians? I guess would be the question.
I think they're humans.
They're humans.
Alright.
So yeah, I mean you can climb up there.
Blanche
It's a
can
bit.
just-
It's a little bit of a climb. You know,
Blanche accidentally knocks
it's about
one
30
off.
feet up.
'Cause she's so
It's
big.
being a
Let me make sure that I got that right. It doesn't specify, so we'll say it's about 30 feet up.
I had a hell of a day.
Yeah. What?
We saw that prisoner who tried to escape.
Yeah.
We were fighting like that the whole way through the wastes.
Yeah. Well, we're here now. What they look to me like maybe they were
I guess
Kalaman
that's actually
soldiers,
true
huh?
about
Working with the
Ellie.
Kalaman army.
And that's not even the half of it. We ran into this Calaman patrol seed, and both of us were attacked by a worm.
Guidance.
Such
I don't think I got guidance.
Sawdust, damn
Guidance is,
awful
like-
size.
I'm
Thing
like, Pel
could have
does.
swallowed. I gestured to
I mean-
that tent.
You saw.
I have command.
So they kind of the two of them kind of look at the one guy, and he's kind of wide-eyed, and he's like, "How big?"
I'll describe like
Noodle.
Size of this camp.
describe it as best we saw it a mile off. The thing dove under the ground and chased us.
Oh, that damn thing
For
is still
miles.
around, huh?
It's near camp too. We saw a sign of it. Basically, my goal is over the course of a couple minutes to get them really like nervous and like watching the outside of the camp instead of the inside.
I will accept any one of persuasion, deception, performance, whichever one you want.
I'm gonna go with deception for the advantage. That is a 21.
Sure. Yeah, it works. There.
It chewed up Captain Rogers like a toothpick.
It used him as a toothpick.
Captain Rogers, it must be new.
He was recruiting us from down south, and we were coming up this way.
Alright. Well, sounds like you got lucky. That sounds terrible.
Well, I
It
wouldn't.
didn't follow you here, did it?
It sure did. I wouldn't like to have
Okay,
No.
Blanche ain't lying about that.
you watching for it all through this dark night.
the truth.
Well, stay sharp. Keep the rest of us safe,
Are they wearing their brown pants?
Probably.
Well, the one guy clearly has seen this thing, apparently, as he's way more of a reaction to it than the other two. And so he says, just a second here.
I wrote it.
Thinking I have lied. I mean, if it's really followed you, we may want to go tell the Viewmaster.
I think so.
Well, he may want to know about that.
I mean, I'm sure he's a hell of a fighter, but what's he gonna do about it?
Well, he commands the camp. He may have orders changed for us.
Perhaps we could send.
He's down in the tent right down there. The big one.
He's practically pushing you to the tower. Go talk to him. We gotta go.
Blanche accidentally knocks one off the tower, though.
I'll go with you.
Oh, this is even worse.
But why? There we go. That looks better.
Oh, too well.
Sure.
Nice.
But
All right.
going on. I have finally taken off my armor.
Oh, mask.
And you said that all the people in here are asleep at the moment. The only ones awake right now is me and Kogan and Horse.
You
Or
you
no.
have no idea if they're asleep. You just don't
Oh.
see anyone else outside,
You're
and the
just in
three
birthday
that are
suit.
in that one tent are
It's a
asleep.
birthday.
That's where I'm undressing. I'm not undressing outside.
Oh, okay.
I have a pride.
I think I might be. I
Modesty.
might give you a little bit of privacy. And is the like food right out there at the fire, or is it?
Oh, there's
I'm gonna
like
stop at the
there's
flaps.
yeah there's they have like a little it's not even really a table. They basically have they basically have like these
So I
three
can
rocks
kick 'em.
sort of so that there's like a little tray, and it looks like they've got some. I mean,
Questionable.
there's some food, and then there's like some cooked scorpions.
It's the last of the
It's whatever they could
horse meat I
find
had
in the
from
area.
last
There's,
place
I mean,
had.
there is some actual food there, but it's
That was probably
mostly
the fish.
picked over. But there's like a pretty fresh looking scorpion there you could eat.
I'll try some actual food, just
Okay.
a little bit, just hang out a little bit. I'm not actually that tired because we just
Okay.
took a rest.
All right. So,
Just keep an eye out.
okay. So what's happening here?
All right. So
Waiting for
after
people.
I
You're
have
still digging?
after I've taken out my
What else am I supposed to do right now?
All right. That's up to you.
after my armor's gone.
What are you doing? You took your armor off?
Yeah, I took off the armor.
I'm stomping at the flap outside.
I-
Trying to stir it up as it does. I'm just being obnoxious.
Okay.
It is
I'm
a
gonna wake up fucking sleeping as I put
sound of course
So you're
would
trying
make
to,
sense.
you're trying to
Yeah,
take
I'm
off your
trying-
armor quietly.
yeah, trying to take off my armor
You
quietly.
can roll your stealth, and you can roll it with advantage because they're asleep.
Well, that's sweet because
Just gotta make sure they don't wake up.
Flame doesn't that touchy make sure they don't make up?
that is a. I don't think I have proficiency in that. Okay, I don't. So that is a 21.
Yeah, sure. You can take that armor off, no problem. Anyone else in the tent with them?
Well, I'm certainly not.
No, I know. Well aware. You're not in there? Are you in there?
No, I'm out
Okay.
grabbing a snack.
Well,
just
whatever
keep an
you
eye
were
out.
He's
for
wearing
grabbing
underneath
So-
himself a
doesn't matter.
scorpion
Yep.
snack.
So I am going to, in this swift movement, since it's a crescent moon, and just to be on the safe side, I'm going to use my careful spell casting meta magic and do my free invisibility. And I turn invisible. And now I'm going right over to the cages.
Okay.
You're not going to bring anyone else in on that?
I have a plan. Very interesting plan.
I don't know what's going on, so I'm just going to keep on eating at the fire until I see someone else.
Do I know?
Until I
what
see
you're
Kogan
playing?
go by because I'm waiting for him to get back.
Wait.
Yeah, you'll find out. Its surprises are amazing.
Probably would see the
You have no idea
flap
that
of
he's
the
there.
tent
Yeah.
open.
No, I was asking him
That's
person
just
to
from the
person.
horse.
I am.
I think I know what he's doing.
Horse.
Or
Don't
trying
horse.
to.
Once I get into the area, I know where the keys are, and so I locate where the hobgoblin
All right.
is.
We'll come back to you.
Yep.
So the guys want to go down the thing to go over to the.
All right.
Okay. So so as he's getting ready to come down, he kind of like, boy, and he like gets the attention of this draconian over here by this cage that's got the sea elves in it.
This one.
Yeah. The boule, by the way, is making some
Boule.
weird ass noises. But
Like snoring noises?
you don't know.
Or
You do
like-
not know what a snoring boule sounds like.
Well,
But
I know
it's,
his
Wait, would
eyeballs
I
are
know?
open or closed, right?
I did roll a 21 on it. Would I know what it sounds like when it's snoring?
no. No.
Well, yeah, I had a
It's,
nature check
you think
earlier.
it's asleep. But it's making some weird noises. It's almost like it's angry even when it's asleep.
Well, you know
So-
what? I can't blame him on that one. He's
All right,
in a
so yeah,
cage.
so
Yeah,
he
me
says,
either.
so this
Cartoon,
one
like,
it starts to
the
come
whole time.
over to the tower.
It, like,
base,
vibrates
and
until
then,
it
but he's
maybe-
like gonna let the other two come down.
I
even
So
will.
the other two
Cartoon
come down,
mini
and then
stupid
the
sound.
draconian climbs up there.
This guy.
Yep. So now this one over here He's kind of, no, not that one. The one that's by the boulet cage is like,
Yeah, that's a draconian.
he's not interested in being there, like, at all, because the boulet sucks. so he's paying more attention to the Kender cage than the boulet cage.
Are they flirting or something? Like,
No, he just doesn't like being by the boulet cage.
okay, so he's over here for
He's
reals.
more over there most of the time.
He's
And
like,
he-
that
but
thing
he's-
is creepy.
But he's side-eyeing that boulet cage. He's very worried about it trying to get out. Anyway, the other one
Did
kind
they
of
shrink it?
now he's starting to split his time between the other two cages.
So like
I
walking
think
back
So
and
he
know
forth.
kind
what
of so
you're
when the other one
thinking.
leaves, he kind of
And I'm
walks
like,
that
you're
direction.
thinking-
So
to
doing
multiple
this sort of a
stages to my
motion.
plan.
Yep, and he kind of
I
goes
like the
over.
beginning
Yeah, he's
part.
not really going back and forth. He goes
Okay.
over there for a while.
Okay.
And okay, so you guys get down, the other one gets up, and what is Kogan doing? Has eaten a
Eating.
scorpion?
He eating
I'm
his
eating
scorpion
until I
stick
see someone I recognize go by.
Sure. All right. Horse is still out there, making weird horse noises. Sounds a
Kind of
little,
sounds like giggling.
yeah.
The horse
Giggly
giggling.
horse. All right. So they come down. Jet, what are you doing?
You're
Alright,
invisible,
so
right?
they are all, yes, I'm invisible.
So yeah, so I'm still sitting there kind of
They're
the
all-
flap.
They're all moving. Okay. I would like to
Evan
see
can't
if I can
contain himself.
get onto the other side, even if I have to take a little detour around to get onto the other side of the hobgoblin.
He's like
Laying down.
laying that way.
So head towards me right now at this moment, kind of thing.
No, feet toward you.
Okay. All right. So this might
Yes.
work.
That is shoot resistant.
Actually, though.
That'd be kind of funny.
I am going to go over there. Is the key ring on the side? Let's see if he's laying.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, thank you. Here we go, buddy. 12.
You can see. They're on his right side, so they're hanging off the edge.
Okay, sweet. I'm going.
They're not hanging off the edge, but they're
They're on
hanging
his
on
belt.
his belt on that side.
Yeah.
Next to the
I'm
counter.
going to attempt while is the dragonoid the
Draconian.
draconian come on draconian looking like in his direction or just more focused on the Kender?
The draconian?
This one, right?
Oh, yeah, he's not. He doesn't give a shit about the hobgoblin.
Okay, sweet.
He's
I
like,
am going to
I would eat that hobgoblin if I
I'm going
could.
to attempt to release the keys off of his belt.
Wow.
Yeah, I
I
The DM is so shocked he dropped.
Wow.
know. Yeah.
Ballsy.
I had a funny
Alright.
feeling about this. You go, Jet. You can do
Rock
this.
it.
Make your sleight of hand.
That does not break invisibility. That's
I
why
know.
I'm trying this.
I know. That's why I said you
Didn't
can do
even
it.
take my blessing beforehand.
It would not have helped my skill checks.
I would have, sir.
That's helped saving throws and attack rolls, not skill checks. So that's why I asked you about guidance.
Oh yeah, I don't
Clear
have
it.
that.
Clear.
You can also have it as a druid.
Okay, that is a 15 sleight of hand.
Yeah, you can get the key ring off of his belt.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And it doesn't even like
No
really
jingle,
jingle
it's like-
or anything.
It turns invisible.
Roll.
It doesn't.
Are you roll perception?
Both of us.
I hope
Oh,
I can
you're
see this.
both terrible.
I'm kind of
Diggy
like
diggy hole.
slightly curious about
Passive
this.
perception of 60.
gnome
Why am I shushing?
17.
You see floating key ring.
I'm not gonna even question it because I'm like, okay,
I'm going
it's
to
Jet.
shove it in my invisible robe so it blends it in.
What do you mean you have an invisible robe?
Well, the clothes I'm wearing. Okay, I'm shoving it into my clothes I'm wearing.
Well, you
I
see that
see
for a
this
second.
disappear.
You see that for a second.
Yep. Okay.
Ellie's digging a hole behind you.
I am.
Yeah, I know, and I'm kind of looking at that
Now,
creature like I think I
the
know where
locks
the
to
floating
the
keys are
cages.
going.
Especially for their